episode.
Starting, and we're live. So I imagine, well, I don't know if everybody's actually like hot and ready to go here. I can't see.
Hot and bothered?
Well, I don't know about bothered, but how can I see how many people are on or anything like that? I'm really bad at this.
Greg, you're really dark.
Yeah.
You look like the last episode of Game of Thrones over there.
Actually, Peyton's watching it downstairs right now. He's
really?
Yeah, he's not watching the matchup cast because he needs to rewatch Game of Thrones to decide how much he hates that episode.
Really?
Yeah.
From a strategic standpoint or from a lighting standpoint?
From both, from every standpoint. Not enough people died. The military strategy made no sense. The lighting was horrible. You know.
I turned up my brightness on my TV so high that to see what was going on, and it was green. And I was like, whatever, at least I know what's going on now.
It was awful. It really was awful.
Yeah. But maybe while we were on a tangent, John figured out how this works.
I didn't. I mean,
we have been
Buddy,
going for 20 minutes now. You would think.
Well,
do you need to see how many people are watching?
No. It's more about getting the chat up and resume. So we're live now. I want to go to the control room. Here we go. Okay. Our stream is up. We have 8 viewers. Whoa, crazy. And looks like the chat's active. Okay, so
there we go.
Yeah, okay. I see people chatting here now. We're live. Clinton's on. Ulysses, Joe, a couple other people. Adriel's there. All right, good. Excellent.
Perfect.
So here's what we're going to do, people. I'm going to, first of all, go over the scenario and the map that we're playing on. Based on the last episode, Unplugged Radio, I don't know if you all listened to it or not, but we kind of talked about different terrain layout options, and we decided Unplugged GT, we're going for it. We're building the maps for the scenarios. Right. So I'm going to give you the first round map, the first round scenario. I'll read the lists. We'll talk about it, do the predictions.
So every table will have the same map, is what you're saying.
Everybody's playing the same scenario, same map. Yeah, we're going to try that out and see how it goes. So let me do a screen share. I'll show you the map to start with. Okay, try this on for size. That's what we're looking at. Round 1 map.
So I'm seeing a couple forests outside of the dominate circle. Not that we're playing dominate necessarily, but you could see it.
We are. We are.
We are.
Dominate. Yeah, see it there.
Perfect.
So, is that thing in the bottom right-hand corner, is that impassable by the hill?
That's a tower, like a building.
Yeah.
That's a blocking. That's a blocking terrain. Yep.
Yeah, just from the top, I'm like, could be something else.
2 hills, 2 lakes. One like tower and one more type building.
Yep. So that's what we're looking at, right? You gotta.
And we're playing dominate. All right.
Okay.
Cool.
So you have the option there, to get some of your stuff into the dominate circle and keep it in terrain, keep it in cover, or to keep it behind an obstacle. Yep. You can be outside of the dominate circle on a hill shooting in, which is kind of neat. And you have a little bit of things to obstruct your ability to like loop around the flanks and get into the circle.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Noted.
All right. So that's that. That's the scenario up. So we'll get going with the first matchup here. So the first matchup, there's some grudges scattered throughout here. They're not in any particular order. The first army comes from our very own Corey Reynolds.
Hey.
All right.
Just get you out of the way. Corey's running Ratkin. He's got 2 regiments of tunnel slaves.
This will take 20 minutes for him to read the list.
Yeah, it's got a lot of
units are in it.
2 regiments of tunnel slaves, 2 hordes of tunnel slaves, a horde of shock troops with the brew of strength, 2 hordes of blight.
Do you want a screen share when you're doing the lists?
Not really, because then I gotta flip back and forth between a bunch of stuff.
Right,
it won't be that smooth. He's got 3 troops of claw shots. 3 weapons teams, each with the Storm of Lead, and then some Varangur allies, 2 regiments of Mounted Sons. That's 2,000 points, dropping in at 15 drops and a tournament-topping 26 unit strength.
Ooh.
And he's going to be up against Josh Rosado. This is a grudge match. Josh is running Forces of Nature. He's got salamanders, a horde of salamanders, a horde of earth elementals, a horde of fire elementals, 2 regiments of centaur braced riders, one with brew of haste and one with a whip of celerity. He's got
Hi, Cat.
He's got 2 druids. One's got Bane Chant, Surge 7, and Banner of the Griffin on a stag. I'm sorry, the other one's on a stag and has Blizzard and Heart-Seeking Chant.
So good.
Yeah.
Blizzard Heart-Seeking Chant. It's interesting, yeah. He's got a winged unicorn with Critter's Call and Shroud of the Saint. It's also pretty good. Pegasus with Blade of Slashing, 2 Beasts of Nature. Looks like one has Lightning Bolt, Fly, and Vicious, and the other just has Fly and Vicious. Only 1 Lightning Bolt there. And he's clocking in at 12 drops, 20 unit strength. Those are both pretty high on the unit strength spectrum.
Yeah, 20 is pretty good for forces of nature.
Yeah, just for what it's worth, the average unit strength across the tournament was about 16. The lowest and highest was 12 and 26.
Yep.
So 12 is pretty damn low.
Yeah.
26 is pretty high.
That's
so
like my Night Stalker's army.
yeah, I'm
Right.
going to start the timer. You've got 5 minutes to discuss this and figure out how you want to pair it.
That's a lot of meat. He's got a lot of meat, dude. A lot of beef.
We're not even talking about lists right now.
That's right.
Right? But
Well,
just the number of attacks required to remove that stuff,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, I like that Josh has a solid line here of between the salamanders and the 2 hordes of elementals, and then he
Yeah.
has some support elements. The problem is the support elements don't have enough attacks
Right.
to
Right, 12
chew
attacks is
through
tough.
things fast enough. Like centaurs are really good, but 12 attacks doesn't
It's not going to
do
cut it.
much.
Yeah.
And the elementals hitting on 4s again doesn't do much. I mean, if he can force combats early and start to grind against Corey, that's going to be in his favor. But I don't know.
Unfortunately, all his stuff is slow
Yeah.
or shambles. So
Slow
he
or
can't really
shambles.
force the fights to happen early if I don't want him to, right?
Right.
He's got
the
some
funny-
shooting, but not enough shooting to really make you feel concerned.
Right.
He's got some combat that's fast, but not enough to make you feel concerned.
And we're playing Dominate, and the woods in the middle would usually be a thing for him, but there's walls there too. So that
Right.
actually hurts him a lot.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
Walter right
Jeez.
there.
It's funny. though,
Thank you,
too,
John.
because
Hey.
Hey.
with the elementals, you would think the idea would be to get the surge. You turn to the side and surge them in. But because Corey's he always has another unit on the side. There's no way to get in and get that flank because there is no flank. Like the end of the table is going to be the flank.
Unless you
You know what I
used our
mean?
secret wind blast tactic
Ooh.
discussed in the
Yeah,
last
that's
episode of
right.
Unplugged Radio. But
Unplugged
like
Radio
a fool, Josh
skills.
didn't upgrade his druids to wind blast for 60 points between the 2 of them.
It's a lot of points.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun. I mean, Corey, did I also not see you have no inspiring in your list either?
That is correct.
So I mean, but you have a lot of unit strength in exchange for that.
Sticking with the Corey Reynolds method of skill.
Who needs
Right?
inspiring? If you crush your opponents before they can do anything, who needs inspiring?
That does seem to be a thing.
If everything
That's-
dies, it's
that is-
fine. Still fine.
Legitimate way to do it.
Yeah.
It's a technique.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Blizzard guy, he concerns me a little bit because he can reach out and kill all my
Claw shots.
crappy little
He
support
certainly can.
units.
Yeah. Your weapons teams, your claw shots.
And I can't get him, so he's going to get some stuff done this game, I think.
Well,
Now
yeah.
the other thing to think about, because it's Dominate, right? One of the nice things is the fact that the footprint for Josh's hordes is way smaller than yours.
Correct.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So getting
Except for that
more-
salamander horde.
Yeah, but getting everything else in there, you can just pile them in. You know what I mean?
It'll be a big, ugly grind.
Yeah, I
Awful.
think Josh is really going to want to get first turn so he can start to claim some space in the dominate circle and then
Right.
hope to keep you out as much as possible.
Right.
Because
if he
you
can
obviously
get that
have the
salamander
advantage
horde
in
all
unit
the way
strength.
in, yeah,
Yeah.
then that just pushes me out.
Exactly.
Yeah, it'll be hard to kill it all. And then I like the Pegasus and the winged unicorn for a little bit of silly chaff coming in.
No, yeah.
good for Josh.
Well, I just plan on shooting off the winged unicorn turn 1 with claw shots, so it's okay.
As you do.
I mean, at least your fire's going there.
That's what happened last year, Unplugged. Let's do it again.
You're a bad man.
All right, you guys ready to put some predictions down on this one?
Sure.
Just fire away.
Josh.
I'm gonna go Corey. I think his book.
Ashley's going Corey. Corey, you're going Corey.
Who am I? I'm Kevin
Mike.
Durant. No.
Mike's going with Josh on this one. Greg, what do you think?
Just
I'm
a
going
guapo.
I'm going with Corey. I think his unit strength advantage, the things I said at the onset, that Josh doesn't have enough quality attacks to chew through things, and the 2 hordes of blight, coupled with the fact that there are some obstacles there, like it's not gonna.
Yeah, I'm going with
It's
Corey.
not gonna
on this one,
happen.
too. I think it's tough.
Yeah, I mean that's the key.
I'm
is
sorry.
those walls are really
It's a
going to
tough
make
one
it
for
tough
Josh.
on Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be honest,
Yeah.
I'm changing. I'm going for Corey. I was joking before. Like, Corey's got all the advantages in this scenario. It's ridiculous. It's
Okay.
ridiculous.
Oh, that's
I
terrible.
had low blood sugar. I didn't know what
You're a little
That's not
lightheaded.
an excuse, my dude.
All right,
I
time's
think
up.
I
All
think
right.
Josh has a chance if he goes first and he really gets into that circle and starts to claim some space. But
Right.
I think just looking at it on paper, Corey has a pretty solid advantage.
All right, we're moving on to matchup number 2 here. This one's going to be Clinton versus Mike Rossi.
What?
Yeah, so here we go. This is Clinton's list. He's running Varinger. For what it's worth, you know
The
what?
first of many.
How many variants?
I did want to post
Okay,
the army
says
totals,
the guy
yeah.
who allied in the Mounted Sons. You
That's
have no
right.
foot.
That's right.
Yeah,
They're
Yeah.
good.
it's a pretty good spread of armies overall. The only ones not represented are Brotherhood, Ogres, Trident Realms, and Twilight Kin. They're not even a real army. And Abyssals, actually. So
No Abyssals.
So 5 armies not showing up. A couple of those were surprises, too. But the
We
real...
all made a pact that just to throw it in John's face, none of us would take an Archfiend.
the whole tournament. No Archfiends? That's
No
impossible.
Archfiends. What is this?
So the toppers here came out with Elves and Varinger. There'd be 7 Varinger players and 6 Elf players. And right behind them, Dwarves are 5, Undead at 4, and then the rest of them are kind of scattered about 1s, 2s, and 3s.
Yeah.
Yeah, overall, I think it's a pretty good spread. It'd be nice if somebody played something other than Varinger, but
I think you will also be seeing Persia's Vengeance today.
quite a few times.
Oh my god. If
Wait,
then,
what?
it's a logic proof.
Yeah.
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 Are you playing Varinger? You have heard his vengeance.
Except for if you
I mean, it's not a guarantee, but
No,
it's pretty good. All right, so this is what Clinton has here. He's got 2 hordes of cave trolls, 2 hordes of the fallen, hint hint, 2 regiments of mounted sons, 1 with dwarven ale, 1 with caterpillar. He's rocking the Ice Queen, and he swapped out the Wind Blast for heal, as you do with Shroud of the Saint.
She's a pretty big staple in all these lists too.
Yeah.
We got Magnield, Scald on a Mount, the Cave Troll King. He's coming up a few times as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got the 2 formations, the Troll King's Horde and Hurge's Vengeance. That is solid. He's going to be playing against Mike Rossi. Rossi broke out Rordia for this event. It's the only event I'll bring Rordia to.
So I do.
Just kidding.
What I do.
3 regiments of Household Knights, 1 with Yorker Skull Pole, 1 with Caterpillar Potion, 1 with Brewer Strength. 2 troops of Halfling Ranger Cav.
Pew pew.
2 hordes of Honor Guard, 1 with Dwarven Ale, 1 with Healing Brew. An Halfling Iron Beast. 3 Barons, all on horses. One's got Banner of the Griffin. One's got the Hand Grenades. One's got Diadem of Dragon Kinds. So Clinton is clocking in, wrong spreadsheet. Clinton's clocking in at 10 drops, 15 unit strength, and Mike's right there with him, 11 drops, 15 unit strength. So they're pretty well matched there.
Right. All of his stuff scores though, except for Magnad, right?
Yeah, even the Troll King scores.
Cave Troll King. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
I mean,
So
but
that's-
what doesn't score from you are just the Barons,
Yeah.
which is probably a similar points investment.
True. Right. Well, he's got, I don't know, 4 hordes and everything moves 6 and 7, not counting the mounted suns.
And Fallen move 9 or 8, right?
Eight.
Ah,
Yeah, the Fallen.
8.
Fallen and the Mounted Suns are all move 8.
Yeah,
That's annoying.
just looking at it. And the Fallen being nimble, it'll be good for that flank. I think will be in trouble.
And the Pathfinder in the dominate zone is going to be a
Oh yeah,
thing.
no, it's
Yeah.
it's amazing. Right?
Just coming out and saying it, dude.
Just saying. What
So,
can man
Mike,
do
who are
against
you
such
going to be
reckless-
voting for?
Well, so
I never vote for me.
He's definitely voting for Clinton.
Never
So
vote for
just-
me.
Noah says, "Good to know that we can sneak movement 9 Fallen at Crossroads and it'll fly."
looking at Clinton's list, right? So the Troll King's Horde formation gives headstrong to the Cave Trolls and the Cave Troll King, which is just very good, right?
Yeah.
Trolls, one of their weaknesses is that they have a lower
Right.
waiver point.
That
Right.
3-point spread.
But the 3-up wed headstrong is fairly reliable, right? So you've got that in there. Rossi,
And the regen with
Yeah,
the
with the
healing.
yes,
Yeah.
Rossi's list isn't terrible in this matchup, except he doesn't have enough chaff.
Right. I mean,
No.
Mike's list is really about delivering the honor guard, right?
Yeah,
But he
Well,
could do it, but then there's
A little
enough
bit.
stuff in Clinton's list to counterpunch it and take it off after that.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So here's the thought process right behind it. So the honor guard are amazing, and then the regiment of knights with the +1 strength hits almost just as hard. The
Right.
other one has the caterpillar, so you got to deal with that, and the other one has the Orcish skull pole because why not? But
right.
the important thing
It's
is that I have
pretty good.
4 legitimate threats, right? And I'm
You
like,
do.
that'll be good. And
He's
then
got like
He's
7.
got 6.
2
He's
regiments
got
of
6 or
Mounted
7.
Suns, 2 hordes of this, 2 hordes of that, and everything's better than mine because Varinger, amazing, right? That's why you have all Varinger because the list is great,
Right.
right?
Everything
Matilda
hits hard.
takes off some
Yeah.
of your chaff and clears your
Not
chaff
stupid.
away.
No, it's stupid.
I think. All right. I think your list is great. I think you just wasted a lot of points on Barons that
False.
aren't going to do much.
Nah, they're
Wait,
great.
say
They're gonna be
How
great.
dare you, right? How dare you?
Well,
How
that's
dare
his
you.
chaff.
That's what I figured. The Barons are chaff, right?
Then why
Depending
did
on the
you
matchup.
spend 70 points on magic artifacts for them?
Well,
Because-
the cannon grenades and the diadem though can do
We're
work.
good. They're gonna do work. Yeah. Those come into play in the late game. Those come into play in the late game.
They do.
I'll
They pick
believe it
stuff
when
up.
I see it.
Well,
I think Mike has like a chance because he's lovely.
a puncher's chance.
A puncher's chance. I think the nice.
Right. Does Clinton have any Pathfinder?
Oh, the
No.
Fallen and
The
the
Fallen.
Mounted
Oh, the
Suns,
Yeah,
Fallen,
the
because of this.
person-
all
the-
the things.
The auto include formation.
Yeah.
Because
never mind.
that's what you do. Because that's what you do.
Yeah.
So does anyone have Strider? Like, I feel like those walls are going to be difficult for everyone.
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
Nope.
Nobody does.
So everyone's going to be slowed down there. So.
Like the Cave Troll King having big shield is a big deal.
Yeah, because he breaks on an 18.
Yep, has headstrong and regen.
regen.
And
And
With
regen
the
with
Ice
defense
Queen. He's
6.
just locked something down for the game.
For the whole
Oh.
game.
Yeah, I
Yep.
don't
Gotta
think
keep-
that's not dying.
The
It's
key for
good.
me is going to be
It's
if I hit
good.
it, it has to go away. And there's too many things to hit and make go away.
Yeah, you've got too many targets here, not enough hammers to knock them all down.
That's it. My Orktown list will be very different. Mostly because I'm not taking this piece of garbage list. I'm taking dwarves again.
Yeah, you need to
Already, he's
reorganize
already
for
resigned
this,
to
bad
it.
boy.
He's
Like-
done.
Resigned.
You didn't even have to play the list to cleanse your palate of your dwarves. Like, you've already done.
It's kind of how it works.
All right. So what do we do for predictions here?
Clinton's going to win. Moving on.
I
Every
mean,
time I say Mike's gonna lose, he wins.
Yeah, I'm voting for Rossi on this one.
So I'm gonna vote for Mike, even because he's
Because you
at a
want him to lose?
disadvantage.
Is
Nicely
that what
done.
I just? That's
Well
very
played.
passive aggressive.
Reverse
Well played,
jinx.
sir.
I'm voting for Clinton.
I think I'm voting for Clinton too.
You should.
I think those
You
like
should.
I don't think you're gonna be able to deal with the amount of hammers, but Mike is great, so maybe he'll pull one out of his ass.
Kaba's hand grenades will take off the Cave Troll King.
Was that our 5-minute timer?
That was our 5-minute timer, which is
All
good
right,
because we're ready to
moving
move
on.
on to the next
Perfect.
one.
Done.
Look at us doing
Moving on.
All right,
Moving
so
on.
the next one is going to be Brian Ring versus Chris Murphy.
Bring ring.
Bring the ring.
Bring ring.
That's a tight matchup. Let's hear it.
All right, bring the ring. He's bringing.
We're not even talking about the lists.
He's bringing elves this time. Brian's got a horde of archers with a heart-seeking chant, as you do. Horde of Sea Guard with the Wine of Elvenkinds. I like that combo too, personally.
Yeah.
Regiment of Forest Shamblers. Horde of Draken Riders with Brew of Strength. Horde of Chariots with Fire Oil. 2 Dragon Breath teams. A Army Standard Bearer with a Lute. A Forest Warden. A Dragon Kindred Lord. And Madriga the Elf. Oh, sorry. The Dragon Kindred Lord has an Orca Skull Pole.
Yeah.
What does Magic the Elf do?
She's like a better ranger.
She 3 shots, piercing
2 with vicious.
I think she
and
ignores
elite.
cover too. I think Trick Shot ignores.
Well,
Trick
shot let me
is
read
a
it.
D6 blast.
Yeah, it says once per game, instead of firing 3 shots at the normal range, Madriga can fire a single shot that has a maximum range of 48 inches, ignores the cover modifier, and has the blast D6 special rule.
So hitting on 3
Only
with
one
elite.
shot, but hitting on 3 with elite.
Yeah,
48
and it's
inches too.
48
right?
inches. You can reach out and touch something really.
Yeah, I mean, you're only
pretty
height 1, but
Yeah.
All
All right, and he's gonna
try and run away from me.
he's gonna be up against Chris Murphy running his goblins. Chris has got a horde of spitters with a heart-seeking chant. 3 hordes of trolls. One of them's got caterpillar potion.
Like
2 regiments of Mogbeast pack. 2 regiments of Fleabag Sniff Riders. 3 war trombones. 2 flagets. One is mounted with a crystal pendant. The other's got a banner of the griffin. He's got a whiz mounted with Alchemist Curse and an Inspiring Talisman, a Slasher, and a Goblin Blaster. Brian's list is 11 drops, 15 unit strength, and Chris's is 16 drops, clocking in at 22 unit strength.
Right. So right off the bat, Chris has an advantage in drops and unit strength, which is cool for Dominate. But
Yeah.
between the archers and the Sea Guard,
Absolutely.
And the
the
chariots
War
and the Dragon Breath.
and the
That's
Dragon
A lot of
Breath.
shred.
and the Kindred Lord and Madriga the Elf, those units are not going to survive for very long.
No, and Dominate sucks. Dominate sucks for him in this matchup because he's got to get it all in the middle, in the firing zone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just line them up and shoot them down.
Yeah. So those sniffs are gonna go. The maw packs are gonna go.
But at least he has the mob beast and the sniffs as like some chaff, like sitting out in front first.
Yeah, the issue is just, I think Brian has enough shooting threats that even if Chris manages to get like 2 or 3 things through, and let's say those things lock up, one of them hits the archers to lock them up, it's not like you're safe from shooting. The other things will just turn and take you off.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
And he's
And
got
you
the
know what?
dragon and the dracons to keep everything far back.
Well,
And
that's it,
unlike
right?
the cave trolls with their formation, his
Yeah.
trolls don't have headstrong, so they're just gonna get wavered.
Right, they're gonna sit there and
14.
go, da, da, da.
Well,
Yeah.
and like chances are, like the archers don't need to be in the middle, so the trolls or anything
No.
to go out and chase down the archers, you're just going away from the dominate circle.
Yeah.
Right.
And the cool little
fast enough
forest,
to back.
the forest warden,
warden.
the forest gamblers are gonna do things.
Slow them down.
They're gonna
Yeah.
do things. They're gonna do stuff. It'll be nice.
Like none of his chaff can deal with that chaff, you know.
No,
Yeah, they're better.
it's weird.
I really like Brian's list.
I
do
do
too.
Yeah.
In the fact that I don't want to play.
I'm like,
That's good.
I like
That's a
it.
good
I'm not
list.
playing it.
Yeah.
yeah. I think if he wins his
It's dirty.
game, I will just auto lose mine. So yeah, I think it sounds like we've come to a bit of a consensus here, folks.
Yeah, sounds
Little
like
bit.
Brian's got the clear advantage there.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
do-
I do like
Yeah.
Chris's list too. It's just it's not great into this matchup in this scenario, you know.
Chris has the most
Right.
drops of anyone at the event, which we
He-
should make note of.
it's a lot,
Does
right?
it's a lot of drops.
He'll win
Yep.
the deployment. He'll win deployment, but I think that you hit on the head. The dragon and the dracons make it so you don't want to go near him, and he'll just shoot you off.
Yeah.
So if he bum rushes the show and sends everything, he loses half of it anyway,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
My only criticism of Brian's list is that I would have liked to see
crystal
Caterpillar
pendant somewhere?
on the chariots instead of the Fire. He probably could have scraped points from somewhere to do that, but yeah, I mean it's pretty rock solid.
Yeah.
And the goblins they're gonna start to evaporate.
Yeah, for sure.
So we calling for a sweep here.
I think so. I'm going Brian.
Oh yeah.
I hate to
I
say
think
it,
so
but I
far
agree.
3 matchups we've been pretty.
Okay, I'm gonna start voting against you guys just to do some
Yeah.
okay?
No, I'm playing that game. But I think the
Yeah,
cards,
locked
well,
up.
whatever.
All right. All right. So that's that one. Let's move on to the next one. Looks like we're voting on Brian there. Next match is going to be Bart versus Noah in a grudge.
A grudge
Oh,
for the
my.
ages.
They're playing
Sweet
Dominate.
grudge.
So Bart is also running elves. So we got another elf list here. We got 2 regiments of Palace Guard, a horde of Tall Spears with a Brew of Strength, horde of Draken Riders with a Chant of Hate, horde of Draken Riders with Whip of Celerity, an army battle standard bearer and a horse with a loot, an elven mage with Fireball, a horse, Critter's Crawl, and Shroud of the Saint.
Critters call.
Yeah.
They don't crawl.
I like
Crawl
crawl better.
What did I say? Oh, crawl.
Yeah.
Critter's Call.
You
Yeah.
could just change it.
The Green Lady with the
Oh.
Honor Guard formation. The Green Lady. And then he's got some Trident Realm allies. He's got a horde of Worm Riders and a Naiad's Worm Rider Centurion.
Really
Cool.
good.
Now that
Cool
could have
list.
been Force
No
of Nature
shooting.
allies. It's identical. Just saying. I do want to make a note. Bart's list is titled Green Lady Elves 3. I want to know about 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Is there a 4? Right? These are important questions.
All right, he's up against Noah. Noah's running 2 hordes of the Fallen, one with the Orcish Skull Pole, troop of Thunderwolves, 2 regiments of Mounted Sons, one with the Brew of Haste, one with the Whip of Celerity, 2 Devourers with breath weapons,
Yep.
a Jabberwock, never seen that before, in Warhammer either, a Magneal the
Galumphing.
Fallen, a Scald on a mount, 2 Scalds on
2
mounts,
scalds because it's Noah.
and Herge's
Everything is
Vengeance. Yep.
Because you should.
And all right, so what we're clocking in. Bart has 10 drops, 15 unit strength. Noah, a little more compact, 11 drops, 12 unit strength.
Oh.
All killer, no filler.
Yeah.
12
Well,
unit
the
strength.
Jabberwock is filler.
The Jabberwock is filler.
He's terrible. But
Actually, Noah's got the lowest unit strength of the whole tournament.
there you go.
Excellent.
Yeah.
But
So-
the killing potential is there.
Significant. Yes.
He's going to even the score pretty quickly.
Yeah, he is.
So to point this out, Bart's list, or this army, looks amazing.
It's gorgeous.
It's a water-themed elf army with the Trident
So
Realms
good.
allies in there. It's like storming a beach. It is awesome.
It's awesome.
I do want to say, like, I read through all the lists in advance. Bart's was the one that stuck with me the most. Is like, I really like that list.
I do
It's-
too.
It is super aggro
Yeah.
for an elf list,
Yep.
and
Yep.
it's backed up with that formation by
Healing
a
and
bunch
regen,
of
baby.
things with regen.
And
Mm.
Brew of
And-
Strength on the
and
Tall
healing.
Spears makes them a lot scarier.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
I
But
like
the
it a
the
lot.
Naiad Worm Riders and the Centurion are fantastic, paired with 2 hordes of Drakens. is
Everything regens except
Ooh.
for the Drakens. You
Yeah.
know, everything.
like,
And he's got a
ooh.
Green Lady to heal them. So-
Yeah, so
Yeah.
like,
And an Elven Mage with heal 6. So he's got
Yeah.
elite
Yeah.
heal 14 sitting out there.
oh.
Scary.
Like that's
This-
the thing. So like Noah has the hammers. Noah has the kill potential, but if he doesn't kill them in one go, there's going to be a lot of heal going on out there.
Yep.
Yeah, I think this game's going to be a bloodbath. There's no way around it. They both have pretty hard-hitting lists here.
Yep. Somebody will be standing at the end with like a couple units in the dominate zone.
He'll be like, "Oh look, my 1 unit's left against your 1 unit."
It'll be fun to watch. I think Bart can win this on attrition, you know, just kind of with the heal and the regen, he'll have more stuff left at the end. You know,
That's what.
Yeah.
Right. That's how that has to go. It has to be one of those things where he's got a lot of boom. Right. So if he can shock in and remove 1 or 2 units, and then during the grind, right, just prop something up. Prop
Yeah.
something up as the grind goes on. Right.
Yeah.
But he has to get
even
that
throwing the
first
Green
initial
Lady out there
boom.
as a roadblock. And
As
just
a
be like,
roadblock. No,
Defense
she,
6
she is so
regen.
Defense
versatile.
6. Yeah.
Well, anything she can do, McNill can do better except for heal.
Well,
Correct.
don't forget that Noah has 2 shots with his throwing axes.
Legit.
Yeah,
Changes everything.
it changes everything.
I take back everything I said. I have to reevaluate my life.
There will be stories of this axe that's going to do something during the weekend.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
It's like Kevin Nair's flying hammer.
Yes.
I'll lay that down.
Yeah, the Draken Riders. Yeah, it's just.
See, I'm gonna vote. Oh boy, Noah's really good with this aggro stuff, though. I
Sure
He
is.
is. He really knows what he's doing.
We played at
I know.
Crossroads, and he removed all my minis in four turns,
Yeah.
and I consider myself decent at this game.
The
Other guys,
problem,
like, I don't know what happened.
the problem again, though, right, is like Noah's army. His only chaff is 1 troop of tundra wolves, and other than that, Bart outspeeds him. Right?
Yeah.
He's speed 9 with the Naiad stuff, and he's speed 10 flying with the Drakens.
Yeah.
So that puts Noah in a difficult spot.
And he's got phalanx on the tall spears, so
Right.
all that thunderous is kind of.
Yeah, once the tall spears get into the middle, they're going to be very hard to shift.
Here's the thing. I bet you if they played twice, Bart would win the second time hands down. Right? But because I don't know if Bart is used to playing against that. Like, you got to get your head around what just happened. Like, by turn 2, you're like, oh, my God, right? So that is the thing. So right now I'm going to vote for Bart, but
You can't
he's gotta get
discount
some
the
luck.
Noah factor.
The Noah.
it's amazing.
The Noah
It
factor.
is a significant factor.
I like No Effects. It's a great band.
Bart's sitting at home right now is thinking, why is anybody picking me? Why?
I just did. It's
Yeah.
like, buddy.
I am also picking Bart just because I think the list is really, really cool.
Yeah.
I think it
really
can
cool.
outgrind Noah, and I do. I think he can outlast him in this one.
I think I'm going to go Bart here as well because I'm original like that. But I think it's the same thing. He's going to outgrind, and I think that Noah is going to have a harder time getting unit strength in the middle with the grind.
I think I'm going to go with Noah on this one.
Because the Jabberwock's going to go on a feeding frenzy.
Yeah, it totally
That's
is.
true.
I mean, he put a bunch of damage on those tall spears and then just, you know.
20
and then
extra.
throw
Beat him
in
up. Here I come.
Throwing the Jabberwock into the flank, and it's all over.
Sounds about right.
Jabberwock's going to seal the deal. Yeah, I'm going to go with
seals
Noah.
the deal.
Greg, what about you?
I'm going to go with Bart because I can see Noah winning this game. So I don't think it's as clear cut as some of the other matchups. But
No,
like I said
60-40.
before, Bart has what I think is my favorite list at the event. So I got to go for him.
Ooh, okay. That's a tall praise.
A
I
tall
look at
spear.
Bart's list, and I do not want to fight Bart's list.
I agree.
Oh, it'll grind through your rats
He'll
pretty
just
easily.
kill it all.
Everything
and his army will end with no wounds on it.
All right. Next up, table 5. We got
God.
Kevin Spear versus Ashley.
That's
Ooh,
Another grudge.
Another grudge.
Misa.
All right. So Ashley's list is called Gondor and the Guardians of the Lands.
You have to name all
And
the units
it's
as you call them out, John.
Kingdoms of Men. Can I? Oh, okay.
okay.
So she's got a regiment of foot guard called the Pikachuvians, which is a play on Jake, I guess. A regiment of foot guard called Rossi's Shield Bearers. A horde of foot guard called the Absolvers of Vanas.
So, John, you are better than Rossi or Jake right now because you're a whole horde, right?
I think so. Yeah.
But wait, the absolvers of who needs to be absolved by 40 guys? Holy crap! What did you do?
That's a lot of men.
Oh my god!
She's got a regiment of bowmen called the Overachievers. A horde of bowmen with fire oil called Ashley Has Fire Oil.
That's so I don't forget I have fire oil.
She's got a regiment of knights with the order potion of the caterpillar called the Order of Person. She's got a it's just called a hero named Sir Spia on a horse, and she's got
She
another
had
one.
to name everything because everything is so generic in the kingdom.
Yeah, you got to give it
Yeah,
names.
Exactly.
Right.
I had to give it a name.
Another
It's the
one called
worst.
the King of the North. She's got a wizard called Gandalf, who's got Bane Chant, Fireball, Replacing Lightning Bolt, and an Inspiring Talisman. Another one called You're a Wizard, Are Ya? With Heal
Airy.
to.
Harry,
Airy.
Airy.
Game of
Oh
Thrones
my
on the
God.
on the mind.
Okay, never seen it.
You never heard of Harry Potter?
You've never heard of Harry Potter? You
Heal
need all the
three.
guys
The
who
wiz-
absolve you.
the wi-
That's why you're being absolved because you don't know what Harry Potter is.
You have children, John.
I'm doing this. I'm out. I'm out.
Learned something new today, folks.
Okay, that's a wizard with heal 2. Replace the fireball from the lightning bolt and a shroud of the saint. She's got a captain called Captain Boromir and 3 giants.
That's a Lord of the Rings reference, John.
What? Who? I haven't
Got
heard
it.
that.
Okay,
Got
got
it.
Boromir.
What?
She got a giant of the mountains, a giant of the forests, and a giant of the marshes, which I imagine has something to do with their bases. Maybe I don't know.
You could ask her. She's right there.
Yeah, you can tell us about them.
What what's my third giant look like? I don't know. What's my third giant?
He's big.
No,
He's a
they're
big
just
moving on.
arbitrary.
Anyway,
Hang on.
she's up against the forces of Kevin Spear, the forces of Basilia, Basilia, whatever. He's got a horde of penitent mob, a regiment of Elohi, 2 regiments of paladin knights, one with the caterpillar potion, one with the brew of strength, an abbess on a panther.
Yes.
I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name.
Nice Solicitous.
Yeah, a priest, Bane Chant and Shroud of the Saint. 2 Elohi. One's got Critter's Call. One has Whipper Celerity. A Phoenix, which he is going to borrow from me because he couldn't get it painted in time. The chump. And he's got a regiment of Forlorn Guard and the Holy Lancers formation. So this is basically his Brotherhood army repurposed as Basilia. Just better, yeah.
Right.
I hope you guys know Brinley also just screamed from the living room. It's that ogre model.
So Ashley's rocking 14 drops and 17 unit strength. Kevin has 12 drops and 16 unit strength.
Good deal. Hefty.
Yeah. I think terrain is going to definitely play a factor because no matter which way you slice it, the Basileans don't like charging into forests or into obstacles.
Yeah.
Right. He's got the 1 regiment of paladin knights with the potion of the caterpillar, but other than that, that's about it.
Right. And Ashley has 3 giants to go into that.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
that's a
think
good
the
point.
giants
Whisk
are going to
Rider
play.
too, over the obstacles.
They're going to play a big role in this game.
Exactly.
The Basileans don't like that. It's hard to pop a giant in one go. It's got fury, so it can always countercharge. And yeah, it might not throw that many attacks, but when combined with other units or with multiple giants, they're going to do enough damage. They're going to crack the armor. They've got brutal. I like Ashley in this matchup because she's got the bodies.
Yeah, I
and
like the
giants.
captain, but I don't know that the captain's redeployment tricks do a whole lot in dominate.
In this
'cause
one.
everybody wants to be there anyway, right?
Oh, I don't know. I disagree. I think if Kevin's going to do something tricky, the captain allows the redeploy to neutralize it.
Right.
And then
True enough.
the other thing that I'm looking at here, Nias Celestis is
Really good.
nimble with 7 attacks and speed 9.
And elite.
Yeah.
And nimble.
And elite.
Yeah.
And nimble.
Yeah.
Elite is
Not
so
flying
elite.
nimble, so he's
So
always
elite.
going to go where he wants to
Right?
go.
So
Pretty good.
Oh, he's very good at
Yeah.
190
around on the
points.
outside there, just
Yeah.
being a jerk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he starts hitting the
So-
flanks of things and they're gonna go away quick.
Right. So that being said, what does the Holy Lancer formation give him?
Elite
Gives
for the
elite.
Knights and Nias Solistus. Elite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is good.
So when he hits, he's going to hit hard. We agree. But there's not a boatload. I mean, regiments of Elohi? What are we doing? I don't know.
Shots
I
fired.
don't
Rock.
Done. Kevin Spear, done.
I
He
think
doesn't
something-
have the Aloe formation? What?
And the Forlorn
Wow.
Guard. I like the Forlorn Guard, actually, though.
Oh, they're quite
See, I
good.
do too.
Defense
For this
5,
matchup, I
crushing
like it.
strength 1. I like
Iron
that.
Resolve and
Grindy,
Fearless.
grind.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Backed up with a Phoenix, and he's got a good amount of heal in there with the Priest and the Phoenix and some
And
Uri-Lo high.
Naeus Solistus has heal 3.
Oh, he
if
does.
you
'Cause
ever
all the
want to
heroes
not
have
charge
heal
him.
3, right?
If you ever want to not use him with his 14 attacks on the flank, sure, go for it.
Yeah.
And so we didn't talk about the Abbess. she's tasty in there, you know.
Oh yeah,
She's
speed
good.
10.
thunderous one, crushing one, vicious. Yeah, she could lock something down for a little bit, you know.
Ashley, are you feeling strong in this matchup?
No, because I also have never tried my list. So
I think-
For Kevin.
Oh.
Kevin's played like one game with this, so actually this is we just
Yeah,
like,
it's,
the sportsman off. This is like I don't know. We both don't know what the hell we're doing.
I'll tell you what.
I like Ashley's list for the unit strength and the giants.
Yeah.
Just
Yes,
the regiment.
I like
I mean, she could
Ashley's
just
list.
throw nerve blocks up the center and then support it with giants. You could charge stuff off
Right.
in the woods.
I do like how my giants are going to play into the dominate, especially looking at the map. That makes me feel a lot better looking at the map. My strider is going to be really important. So I think I don't know. It'll be close.
The only thing I wish the horde of the foot guard had the great weapons for crushing one, because a horde that hits on threes with crushing one is awesome.
She
Right.
does have Bane chant.
True enough.
To
And then
back
they'd
it
be
up.
crushing two.
Right. No, I agree.
But other than that, I do like all the bodies that the Kingdoms of Men army brings to the table.
She
Yeah.
It
couldn't
is a
take
lot.
crushing one because John hasn't been working out enough.
That's the problem.
So
Definitely the problem.
the Absolvers of Venas are not crushing one.
Same thing with Jim.
I
All right.
imagine that the order of person is just going to wreak havoc across the battlefield.
Calling this shot early, folks.
Seriously.
What do you
Ashley,
think?
you know by naming everything, I just want to know after every round what did my unit do? And you're like, stood there, it did nothing.
I really wish Rossi Shield Bearers had the
Cobbett,
Venas flying hammer.
Yeah, that's
The
right.
only regret with your list.
Oh, that'd be awesome. John, give her 5 extra points. And
Yeah, did do it. Make it so. Make it so.
Come on.
All right, what do you think? Make the predictions.
I think it's going to be a close game, but I'm going to go with Kevin. I just think he's got enough speed on there. If he plays it smart, he can work some flanks and take some stuff off
That's what I'm
without
worried about,
retribution.
too. That's exactly what I'm worried about too, Corey. Right? He'll play for turn 6 instead of turn 3.
Right. He should
know what I
not get
mean?
into the dominate zone until turn 4 at the earliest, you
Nah.
know?
So I'm going to put my vote to Kevin because of that. That being said, now defend against that, Ashley, and stop him from doing it.
I'm
You
gonna yeah.
Got
I'm
a
just
couple of days to
the
think
best-
about it.
I'm the best there ever was, so clearly it'll be fine.
Also,
Not concerned.
Not concerned.
And that's the difference. I constantly vote against myself. Ashley's like, I'm a winner. Shut up. Jesus.
Also, to continue to be derivative, can you make an exception? I think the boomstick can only go on a hero, but can we allow it to go on a regiment so that the Pikachuvians get lightning bolt?
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so next time that I need help with a list, I'm just gonna bring it to you guys, and you can rename it to what you.
Yeah, we'll just do all this. I'm going to vote with Ashley. I really think those giants are going to give Kevin fits. They're going to be
I agree.
difficult to
Actually,
deal
really
with,
good.
and they're potentially going to take some stuff off. I do agree that it's going to be a close game. This would be a matchup I would like
Yeah.
to watch if I
Me
wasn't
too.
playing.
I'm going
Me
to go with
too.
Ashley, too. I think the terrain favors her pretty heavily.
Well, when I lose by turn 3, I'll be able to see this.
Yeah.
I'll give the battle report.
And I want to see those. I want to see those giants do work. Whether they
Yeah.
will or not is a different story. But I want to see them crush face. So, Ashley, you playing for yourself here? Or are you going to vote for Kevin?
I would like to.
Come on, be a winner.
leaning
Pick
towards-
yourself.
She's
Be a winner.
I'm like,
She's a great sportsman. She's going to vote for Kevin.
I gotta vote. I gotta vote for Kevin or me. I don't know.
Oh.
It's gonna be really close because I think Kevin's a really great player. He's got
Calling a
good list.
tie.
I'm calling a tie. Let's go 10-10.
Gotta
Straight
pick
tie.
one. Make it. Come on, Kevin. Are you?
Now go on me then. I guess.
All right. There you go. That's,
That's
right.
I got a
Two
little
minutes-
bit.
Right.
listen.
I like it.
2
I gotta have a little
Masterpiece
bit of
players.
self-confidence.
There we go.
Gotta have a
All
little
right.
self-confidence.
So next table 6 is going to be Brindley Smith versus K2, which is another
match.
grudge.
Another
So-
grudge.
Brindley's got the list: Wolfric and the Clan of the Deceiver.
Ooh, freak.
That's an old school Warhammer reference.
Little callback.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
right.
All right, so we got.
Is he coming in off a table edge? Oh my god!
That's a
So
new
good.
rule.
He's got forces of nature allies. It's a regiment of forest shamblers and a Pegasus. I think that's just some cheap stuff to get in the way.
Good chaff.
Yeah, good chaff. The rest of the list is Varinger, though. Horde of Thralls, Troop of Reavers, Horde of the Fallen with Brew of Strength, Troop of Trunderwolves, 2 regiments of Mounted Sons. Both have Fury. One has Caterpillar. One has Blade of Slashing. We've got a Horde of Direfang Riders with Fury. The Ice Queen, who has swapped Wind Blast for Heal, and Shroud of the Saint, as you do.
As you should.
Magneil the Fallen, and a Scald with a Loot. So no formation.
Magneil
in
is
this
named
one.
No
Wolfric.
formation. Good
Oh, well,
for you, Brinley.
Wolfric the Fallen.
Wolfric
Yeah,
of the Fallen.
right. Of the Clan of the Deceiver of the Fallen.
Because he only has one horde of Fallen, so he can't.
Right. And then he's going to be up against K2s, whose list is very funny. So it's Abyssal
Funny.
Dwarves / Orcs.
It makes me cry.
He
did not
crossed
think
it out.
This was funny.
He crossed it out and wrote
Ridiculous.
Orcs. It's got memes of a skull face pasted all over it. It says Orktown experimental weapon. It's like this is yeah, okay. So it's Abyssal Dwarves. We've got a regiment of
orcs.
Abyssal Orcs, whatever. A regiment of Decimators, a horde of Decimators with Blessing of the Gods. Ew. Another horde of Decimators with Heart-Seeking Chant. Double ew. 2 troops of Gargoyles, 3 heavy mortars.
Ugh, again.
An Overmaster on Ancient Winged Half-Breed with Boots of Levitation. He's got a breath weapon. Basusa the Vile, 3 regiments of mutated Mastiff hunting packs. That's that.
Wow.
Gross.
So Brinley's got 12 drops, 17 unit strength. K2 has 11 drops, 15 unit strength.
K2's like, please come in the middle.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Yeah,
playing,
seriously.
See,
How many troops? How many units decimators? Yeah, please come get in the middle, and I'll just sit in this forest and shoot the hell out of you.
Right. That's the key. I'll sit in this forest.
Yeah.
John, can you flash up the map again real quick?
I posted it to. Does somebody want to see it from the chat? Or
I want to see it.
oh, just go to unpluggedgamers.com. It's will be right on the front page. I posted
I'll
it
get
there.
right on it. All right, hold
Yeah.
on.
Oh,
Wait
do you?
while I do this.
Oh,
Hold on. I'm right on it.
most
Yeah.
people are on a computer and have a browser window. Sorry.
yeah.
Stop caring. All right, fine. If I remember correctly, one side has the forest, the other side does not.
No, there's
One
a forest
side has a forest
like,
on
both
the
sides.
more on like the left hand side on the other side.
Yeah, right.
And then there's also
There we go.
the swamp. There you go.
I mean, the swamp is good for K2 as well.
That's exactly it.
Mhm.
That's what I'm thinking.
The swamp
There's
is
no-
just as good.
'Cause I
Although
think
he's not in the dominate circle when he's in the swamp.
Yeah, but he don't care. Other stuff goes in the dominate circle
Yeah.
on the last turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I think another thing for him is like even if Brinley tries to take cover, he's still got the heavy mortars with the indirect fire.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, that's the
No.
problem.
And
It is.
you just got to get lucky with those things. It deletes a unit.
Well, the right. This isn't a surprise. The mutated Mastiff hunting packs are going to sit in front of the heavy mortars. They're height 0.
Yep.
Right.
And just let them bomb away.
And just let them bomb away. So it's hard to take them off, right? It that slows you down. It delays you in getting rid of them. And the more turns that you get to try your luck at those 5-ups, right? And sure, Brinley's got the Ice Queen, but that's not really gonna be enough when he's squaring off against that much firepower. And yeah, Brinley's whole army has Fury, but doesn't have Headstrong, right? And so things are gonna waver
Right.
from shooting, and it's gonna.
Right.
Brinley's a great player, and I think the Forest Shamblers and the Pegasus can help him out, especially if he gets the first turn there to try and like block some stuff off. But I don't.
Well, I mean, Brinley's got 2 options, right? He can just
Yeah.
go super aggro, just
Or
get
he can hold
everything up there
back.
and just start
Yeah.
throwing stuff into the Mastiffs and the Decimators and just try and hold them up for a turn and then eventually grind through them with the rest of his army when it gets there. Or he could hide everything behind the forests, away outside a line of sight of the mortars, and then go into the dominate zone late and hope he survives the Decimators and the
Right.
mortars that
Right.
last 2 turns. You know,
Decimators are 12-inch range because it's essentially
It's a breath weapon.
breath weapon.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I am going to vote for Brinley.
I also am going to vote for Brindley, but I don't know what would happen if I voted against him.
For
so...
very different
Wise choice.
reasons.
Wise choice.
Yeah, I like to sleep in my bed, so.
That's awkward. I like Brindley too. I mean, he's
I hope not as much as me.
You're closer to him than I am. So, wait. Okay, so I actually think that Brindley has the tools to solve this problem. I actually think Brindley has the tools to take care of business.
I mean, from that perspective, if I take out my bias, I think Brindley
Nah.
can do it. I think Brindley can do it.
Nah. I'm going
Okay.
K2.
I think K2's.
I'm going
yeah,
K2
I'm
on
going
this.
K2 on this one as well.
Basusu. You can't discount the Basusu factor. Plus, that Overmaster can go 20 inches and still fire its breath
breathe on
weapon.
stuff.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yep.
Yeah, Basuki.
I don't.
Yeah, he could throw out the gargoyles and just be like, "Yep,
I forgot
you're
he
gonna
had
suck on
Basuki.
this."
So he's got the stuff to keep him at bay while he just bangs away at him with the mortars, and if he comes close, it's decimators.
It'll just be interesting to see, can Brindley just trip over enough stuff to get there at the end?
Right.
You know,
Right. Yeah.
I take. You know what?
I think he can, but
boy.
I
forgot he
gotta.
had Basuki.
I'm leaning K2's way, but I think it will be bloody at the end.
I'm gonna give it to K2. I forgot he had Basuki.
Oh, you're pulling it back,
Way
Mike.
to stick,
Oh,
way to
that low
stick to
blood
your
sugar
guns,
again.
Mike.
Which is amazing. It's gonna stop guys from getting in there. So
Stick to-
yeah.
Stick
I'm
to it,
going with
Mike.
that. I am.
Don't
No. Basuzu.
All right.
Basuzu.
I stick to Brindley.
Good choice. Good choice.
I stick to K2 because I too want to sleep in his bed.
It's a nice
That's
bed.
egregious.
Yeah.
It's a nice bed.
Warm.
Is
All
it?
right. Table
The fires of hell are burning strong.
So snuggle.
Table
All right.
7 is going to bring us to Alex versus Zess. So Alex has got Ratkin.
Ooh.
So we're starting out with 4 regiments of tunnel slaves,
Nice.
horde of shock troops with the brew of strength,
Mhm.
2 hordes of blight, one's got brew of haste, 2 hordes of tunnel runners, one with caterpillar, one with brew of sharpness,
Mhm.
2 weapons teams with storm of lead, an enforcer on a flea bag with a blade of slashing, a swarm crier with a loot, and 2 night terrors, one with inspiring talisman, one with a skull pole, and then he's got the turbo runners formation.
What
Which
does
I
that do?
don't
It
know.
gives the tunnel runners fury, and it gives rally 1 to whichever
Terror.
One of the
which
night
one of the
terrors.
terrors in the formation.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, and he's got a mark from
Yeah, Vermin Lord rally.
Oh,
So-
that's good.
It's legit.
That's 14 drops and 25 unit strength. So he's just 1 point
Oh my
behind
God.
Corey.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
those
a
were-
Good
lot of
job,
regiments.
Alex.
And
and he's
lot
up
of regiments.
against Zess, and Zess has 8 drops and 15 unit strength. So this is one of the lower side of drops at 8. This is 3 regiments of Soul Reaver cavalry, one with
Yeah.
one with the Wine of Elvenkind, one with the Whip of Celerity, one with the Caterpillar Potion,
And that's 2,000 points, folks. There it is. 3 units.
4 regiments of Revenant cavalry, and a vampire on an undead Elder Dragon. And that's that list.
You should say this list is called Ride of the Valkyries, which is then crossed out
Said
and says
vampires.
Ugh.
I would not want to have 3 Soul Reaver calves coming at my face.
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants
I
to do
would
that.
if I was playing Alex's list.
Yeah.
Gosh. You know, the thing about tunnel runners
The thing
is
about
that they were
tunnel
like, Ratkin are great at everything, except they don't have anything that like hits that hard. And they're like, well, we'll just give them tunnel runners. That'll solve that problem.
and fast monstrous infantry characters.
Yeah, crazy,
Yeah,
right?
with the
That's
night
annoying.
terrors. My gosh.
I think he's got a lot of rallying too, right? Like there's a lot
Yes,
of
yes, he's
rallying.
loaded up on railing, so
Yeah, he's got,
everything should be double rallied.
Nerf
I think-
30.
Yeah.
I think for Zess, this is like the exact wrong matchup
Yeah.
for him. Because there are a number of people at 2,000 points who just were like, I'll take all hitty units with no chaff and see how that goes. And Zess is one of them, but his list is like great, I'll do that because I have triple Soul Reavers and
Seriously.
a Undead Elder Dragon, which will like delete things left and right and still be able to take a punch at defense 6.
Yeah.
But Alex is never going to let him charge anything of value, right?
Well, he's
mean,
got to let him charge something, though. I mean,
but not of
Zess has
value.
got
The
fast
tunnel
units.
slaves will only hold up so long because they're regiments, right? They will
Right.
only be there for so long.
They'll be there for a
Delete.
turn.
Countercharge.
One
That's
round.
fine.
But those
All
then
he
you're
needs
hitting
is a turn
revenants.
to hit him.
Then he comes back and hits revenants, and then he hits with Soul Reavers. So
Yeah.
the trade-off keeps going. But I think the dragon, you said the dragon's a big deal, right? Because
It
it
is,
doesn't
yeah.
have enough, like the weapon teams, you need 3 to keep the flyers out of your backfield. And if Zess plays it cagey and just waits, he can get that dragon around the sides.
Ah, 2 hordes of blight.
Yeah, and he's
Yes.
got some night pairs.
Playing walls.
Yeah, and walls. I know, and snare units in cover. I mean, you got to hit it with a lot of hard hitting cav to kill that.
You did this. You.
You made it.
You're saying you're like, ooh, I don't know.
Yay.
Yeah,
Oh, who does that?
So
I
Zess and I just played last night.
Yep.
It did not go well for Zess.
No.
I think there's a little bit of player factor in here too. I know I don't really know Zess, to be honest. I know he games with you, Corey, but I know Alex knows what he's doing, and I think I'd give this to him.
I got to give a shout out to Alex too, because last year, was it he came to Crossroads?
Yes.
And I played against him. His Rakin army is like, for the most part, he hit the actual model count on all.
Yeah,
these
he
units.
had everything on individual bases.
Yeah.
Crazy,
And
right?
that is impressive, right? So that is an accomplishment that is worthy of praise.
I think Alex is probably shitting his pants up there if he's watching the cast right now.
I think Alex can take this. I think he's got a lot in his list, and the Soul Reaver tab is a huge deal.
Yeah,
think
the
if he
Canadian
plays it
vote
right-
for the Canadian.
Okay, yes, obviously I'm my countryman. Okay,
How
I
much?
how much? What?
No, I'm sorry, Ashley, I interrupted.
Fine, be that way. I was just saying, I think he's got the stuff. I think if he uses the terrain and like gets around that circle, I think he could do it. Yeah. Fingers crossed.
How much healing does Zess have in his list?
None.
What's
None.
There you
healing?
go. So I'm giving it to Alex.
Yeah,
All right.
Every
Greg?
wound sticks. I'm giving.
I'm
it
going to
Alex.
Alex. I think there are some matchups where Zess is just gonna steamroll people, but this is not one of those matchups.
I actually predict that Zess is going to go 1-4.
Lose the first one and then
round,
just be
and then he's going to beat me down round 2. He's going to
Someone's gonna be like, man, I lost hard round 1.
Woo!
Hopefully I get an easy. Oh my god, what am I facing round 2?
Right?
Come see me round
There it
2.
is.
That'll be me, folks.
It's going to be a real problem.
Corey, you gonna go with your buddy here? Or
I
what?
got it. I got to pick rats or I got to pick my man.
Oh,
So I got to go with my man because I'm gonna coach him up on the trip up. Sorry, Alex. I'm gonna
there
coach
you
him
go.
up.
There you go. All right. So moving on to table 8, we've got Joe Borghese. We'll go with that. Borghese versus
Sure.
Ulysses Cologne.
All right.
Oh,
Both of them together. Oh my goodness.
So these are some good lists here. So just as a preview, Joe's got 11 drops and 19 unit strength. Ulysses has 13 drops, 18 unit strength. Pretty similar.
All right, pretty similar.
Wait till we read the word.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go. This is Joe's list. He's got another Varangur army. See a lot of these. 3 regiments of thralls for unit strength. A horde of bloodsworn with a brew of strength. 2 troops of tundra wolves. 2 regiments of mounted sons. Both have fury. One has caterpillar potion. A horde of direfang riders with a brew of haste. Those have been fairly popular, actually.
Yeah.
Magnield and a king on chimera with an orcish skull pole. So that's fairly compact, but he's got some unit strength stuff in there. And then we have the Night Stalker army called Bloodworm Unplugged GT19. So we have a regiment of bloodworms with the Orca skull pole, a legion of bloodworms with a crystal pendant, a legion of bloodworms with a hammer of measured force, a legion of bloodworms with a caterpillar potion, a legion of bloodworms with the wine of elvenkind, a legion of bloodworms with the brew of haste, and a void lurker with a dark lord's onyx ring.
You
for
should have just
regen
taken
4.
another legion of bloodworms.
Just for good
Not
measure.
even done with the void lurker.
Just get rid of the items, more bloodworms. Come on.
It'll never fit in the dominate zone.
Oh,
Never.
boy.
I know.
He's
He
gotta
can't
pack
win
it.
because he can't get more than 4 unit strength in there.
I can't even imagine trying to paint all these. Like painting that many legions.
Spray paint them black and then dry brush them.
It's a bunch of worms.
That
So,
would be so boring.
so his twin Adriel sculpted these bloodworms, and he just made a bunch of little worms. And they're on all the bases have the what's that GW
Graveyard kit.
called?
The Garden of Moor.
Garden of Moor. Yeah, so they have those things. They're crawling over. They look really cool. Now we were talking about this before we started recording. It has to be known when Adriel was playing this, the difference is that all these bloodworms, there might have been 1 fewer legions in there. These bloodworms were backed up by triple mind screech, which is what made the list scary. Without it, and all these points on items, I don't know.
I don't know.
Especially the wine of elvenkind.
I know it's my favorite thing in this list.
If that was brew of sharpness, you know.
Amen.
Oh boy.
Just all I'll have to say is why.
So
Now, in fairness, in this matchup, sorry, John.
No, go ahead.
In this matchup, Joe just doesn't have enough stuff with enough attacks.
Yeah. I mean, the dire
list.
Yeah. It all hits really hard.
Right?
But there's just not enough of it to go around.
Oh.
I wonder though if you just kind of like stick to one side and just kind of hope to sweep a couple, like
I think
charge some legions out of there. But
Yeah, you definitely
it's going to be hard
Yeah.
for Ulysses to bring all that unit strength to bear.
To bear.
in the
I think if
dominating
it's
circle.
a different scenario, he'd actually
If
be
it
in
was
pretty-
loot, he'd be in good shape, I think.
Yeah. But
Or
dominate,
push.
it's tough to fit those legions in that center. that
Yeah,
center
and
zone.
Joe can get like all of it in there. Like,
Right.
all of it.
And he can
Right.
pick off the things that do have to come in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's tough.
Yeah. So I think I give this one to Joe. He'll get through a couple of the legions and he'll just be in the zone.
He's
That's-
not
yeah,
getting
that's
through all of them. Now, what about
So-
the X factor here? The one lonely void lurker. Also, the crystal pendant. If Ulysses plays it right, make sure the crystal pendant unit is the one in the dominate zone.
In center,
Because
right?
he's going to commit 17 units to kill it, and they're all going to take damage.
That's excellent.
See,
idea.
Ulysses
That's
is just going to
that's
cackle.
really good.
Yeah.
Secret strategy. Yeah. Use that. Hope
So
good thing he's
I'm gonna-
watching.
Yeah.
So this is how my thought process goes. I'm voting for Joe, so that when Ulysses loses, he gets to play Zest in the second round. Right? That's how it's gonna be.
Oh my God.
It's like
Zest is gonna
armies
go,
of
this-
polar opposites right
This
there.
tournament is dog shit, and it's gonna just right. It's gonna be great.
Zest is saying in the chat that's exactly what he wants to play against. All he wants to see is that Bloodworm army. He's like, I want that. Give me that.
Oh, it's terrific.
I love it. I think in another scenario it would go differently, but I think in this scenario I think Joe gets it because I think it'll be hard to get those legions in there for the points.
Well, that
I think
nimble
there's
one
ways
though.
around that.
Oh gosh.
Oh, still.
All right.
I
So
think we got
Greg, who you voting for?
I'm voting for Ulysses with a critically timed boxcars crystal pendant,
Oh,
and then the void lurker cleans up the rest. That's how that's gonna go. That's
Mike, what's your vote?
Oh, I'm going for Joe.
Hi.
I'm going for Joe.
All right. Table 9. We're looking at Bob Giddings versus Scott Craig.
the battle for the ages.
The busiest,
Super
right?
nice
This
versus
is the,
super nice.
this is the reunion battle right here.
Yeah.
So we've got
Homecoming.
Bob's rocking a horde of salamander primes, a
He's playing
regiment
salamanders.
salamanders, yeah,
Yeah.
a regiment of ceremonial guard, a regiment of tyrants, a regiment of tyrants, and then a horde of tyrants, a troop of Kaisenor lances, 3 Lechalodons, an Ankylodon battle platform with that swap blowpipes for firebolts. I've never actually seen that before, but I really like that unit.
Well,
Pew, pew.
now that it's got steady aim,
Yeah, with steady
Yeah.
aim. Oh
I
man,
think you pronounced the unit wrong. It's the Licky Don.
Licky
Licky Don.
Licky Don.
Licky
Sorry.
licky.
Sorry.
He's got a
Sounds
clan
gross.
lord on a raptor with a diadem, a herald on a raptor with a banner of the griffin, and a mage priest with a lot of upgrades.
Holy smokes!
Bane chant, a raptor
Someone
mount,
was out
mind
of
fog,
points.
hex, martyr's prayer, and a fireheart amulet.
I'm taking
Yeah.
all the spells.
Wow.
All the spells.
It's a lot.
That is
Well,
a 300-point mage priest.
If you were coming from Warhammer
It's
and
a
you're used to
slan.
tooling up your mage priest,
Yeah,
that's
it's a
slan.
slan.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and he's playing against Bob
God.
or Scott rather with his Captain Planet army. Oh, that's
Oh,
the timer
yeah.
from last one. So he's got a horde of. Whoops, just close the list.
Sorry, I'm just stepping for 2 seconds.
Peace.
Horde of earth elementals, horde of fire elementals, horde of water elementals, horde of air elementals. 3 druids. One's got Bane Chant. One has Surge. One has a wild companion. A forest warden with Banner of the Griffin, and then a greater earth elemental, a greater water elemental, a greater air elemental, and Agni Banu, the greater fire elemental.
Yeah.
So cool. So cool.
That is a themed list. So
I will say Agni Bano being released was the best thing because Scott has been playing this army for so long.
so
But he's
good.
never been able to take all 4 greater elementals
Right.
because
And you
of
have
the
to.
restriction.
Because the restrictions, yeah.
So he's always taken a tree herder instead. But now,
it's not as good.
now they all assemble. It's
Yep.
beautiful.
Captain Planet.
So
Captain
Bob-
I
Planet.
love it.
Bob's got 13 unit strength, 13 drops, 17 unit strength. Scott has 9 drops, 14 unit strength, and I think Scott's is significantly more compact.
Yes.
I
I think
for what that's worth.
you know, so the little backstory here, Bob used to be from our neck of the woods, ours being me and John. Him and Scott were great buddies. Bob moved to the West Coast. I could be wrong. I don't think he's been playing a lot of mini war games since then. So we're excited to have him back. Looking at his list, it seems to be pretty clear. It's one of those like, well, this was my Warhammer army, so I made it Kings of War.
Right.
It's not really
Like the
it's not really what
regiments
you
of-
would want to take.
Right,
Aside
regiments of
from the
tyrants, troops
Yeah.
of lancers. Yeah, it's tough.
aside from the Licky Dons, which are
Yeah.
fantastic.
They're
I'm
legit.
there's not a lot to like here. John, you know, the Ankylodon battle platform.
I
sure,
like
it's pretty
that
good.
thing. I think it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
it's a
Scott,
great backup shooting. Well, you're right. I mean,
Yeah.
that with the licky dons. Now I'm going to have to say it all.
Yeah.
the time. That's good, but the rest of the stuff in front of it is just not.
yeah, I don't think it chews through enough of Scott's stuff, and he can get pretty much all of it into that dominate circle.
Mhm.
Because it's
All
the
those
small
hordes are
footprint.
compact. Yeah, small.
And once you
footprints,
start crashing against him, then he can bring his graders into the flanks with Surge and all that.
Yeah, he's got plenty of surge. Yep,
Yeah.
I got to go with Captain Planet here.
I do hope that mage priest casts a different spell each turn.
He should
He
have
has to
to.
cycle through
He
all
should
of them,
have
right?
to
Yeah.
Yeah,
hex those druids.
yeah. I think I'm gonna go with Captain Planet. I think those hordes are gonna be really hard to move.
I'll tell you, I think that the scenario matters,
Mm-hmm. Huge in
right?
this
For
one.
for this, you play loot, and I think that
Different
Scott's
story.
got some serious problems.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but you
sorry.
can
Pile
get all
unit strength
16
in
of
the
that
middle.
unit strength right in the dominate circle here.
It ain't that tough to just pile him in, and then he stays,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And
In the
I'm-
terrain.
Because
Right.
he puts the
Pathfinders,
defense
too.
6
Right.
and the regen stuff in the front to take the
Right.
brunt of the damage. And it bounces off.
And I am such a fan of the greater fire elemental, just because
Agni Banu.
dude, that
Piercing
Microwave.
4.
microwave,
Vicious.
Ooh, right,
Yeah,
you
he-
disappear, get to melting, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're going in with Scott Craig on a sweep here. All right. Next up, table 10. This is Greg Person versus
Hey.
Joe Taylor.
Hey.
All right, so Greg Person is running goblins. He's got a regiment of rabble,
You
Deshambling
better do.
horde,
Yes.
a
Thank
horde
you.
of spitters with a heart-seeking chant, mad gub stickers, a horde of trolls with the dwarven ale, the bone snapping boys, a horde of trolls with the chalice of wrath, the slimy slaughterers. 2 troops of Moab Beast Pack. We got the Mad Hoppin' Mob and the Nimble Nibblers. 2 troops of Fleabag Riders, the Venom Fang Riders and the Beasts Unleashed. 2 big rock throwers, Demore Beast Launcher and Death from Above. 2 Kings on Chariot, one with an Orca Skull Pole, one with a Pipes of Terror. We got Desmasha and Debasha. Then we've got Cuzlo and Madfall, a Colossal Giant, the Old Nasha, and a Slasher, the Beast from the Deep.
Yeah.
And he's up against Joe, who's got one of these elf lists here. Joe's got 2 hordes of Therenian Sea Guard, one with a Brew of Strength, one with a Hammer of Measured Force. That's pretty good. 2 hordes of Draken Riders. That's pretty good. Horde of War Chariots, 2 Bolt Throwers, an Army Standard Bearer on a mount with a Loot, an Elven Mage with Bane Chant and Blizzard, a Forest Warden with Martyr's Prayer and a Medallion of Life. I like that.
Ooh, I like it.
And he's also got Madriga, the elf.
I like her.
Greg is clocking in at 15 drops. He's topping almost the top there and 20 unit strength. Joe has 11 drops, 14 unit strength. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
The Ravenous Lizard rule is really funny.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Kuzlo and Madfall has the Ravenous Lizard is basically dread, but it affects
everybody.
me too. It affects
Oh,
everybody.
Right.
Anyone
Right.
within 6 inches, -1 to your nerve.
Nice.
Crazy.
So Joe's got a lot of compact punch there. I mean, the elves do that very well. I really like that Forest Warden with Martyr's Prayer. I guess he's going to be sitting behind the Sea Guard. Soaking up
Yeah,
hits.
probably.
You would think so.
But Greg's got enough actually shooting here to be able to counterfire. You know, the Kings are great,
Kings are great. Yep.
and Fleabag Riders. Oh, they're not guys with bows.
No,
Never
they don't
mind.
have bows.
Never
Yeah.
mind. This list sucks. My bad.
I mean, there is a horde of spitters in there, but it's not a ton of shooting.
I think it comes down to target selection for Joe. If he chooses the right things, he's got it.
Yeah, that Giant and Slasher are fun though.
Yeah.
Giant and the Slasher, I like that.
Yeah, I don't know about this one. I think Greg's got a lot of good stuff there. Things like those Kings on Chariots can be really annoying.
He's got the trolls with the items to mitigate their low waiver values. That's good
Yeah.
stuff.
Smart. It's like he knows what he's doing.
I know. Yeah, I think Greg's got enough stuff to weather the storm and win a dominate scenario like this.
Well, he's
Push
got the
that.
unit. He's definitely got the unit strength to throw around. It's just can he keep the stuff alive?
I think he can. I really do. I think the Giant and the Slasher can cause problems as well as the trolls.
The Giant's pretty nice with Strider there in this map.
Slasher has Strider
Slasher as
too.
well.
Oh, it does,
And it has
yeah.
shooting.
Yep. And steady aim. Pew pew.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah. I think I got to go with Greg here. I think he can get this one, even with the elf shooting, staring him back.
I think Greg can take this one down too. I really Drakens are so good, but
Not in terrain. They're not.
not in terrain exactly.
Still good. They're still good enough.
They're okay.
Ashley, what do you think?
I think like the Drakons would be trying to come in on the flanks, but there's a lot of terrain like stopping them from getting as much as they want. I think Greg's unit strength though is going to be a big thing for him because he doesn't have to kill very much to make it really hard for Joe to like have little to score.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have to kill very much to make it really hard for him.
Kills 3 units and he's off to the races.
Exactly. So I think Greg can take this one.
Yeah, I mean Greg's up 5 unit strength to start, and there's only 5 units that contribute to that in the elf army.
Right. So if he kills a couple of them, there's not much left all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So then it's gonna be really hard for them to.
So the elven shooting's got to get a lot of work done in order
Yep.
for this to work. You know.
Yep. All right. I guess we're going with Greg.
I'm going with Greg.
All right. Next matchup
Greg,
on
did you
table
go with
11.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Greg. Which means that when I lose my first round matchup, Joe, I'm seeing you round 2.
Or you'll see me when I fail miserably.
Man.
The only thing I want to weigh in on here, and this is a piece of advice to Joe. You were talking about target selection. So I've played
Yes.
2 games with that colossal giant. Between the 2 games, he's gotten into 6 combats. He has never rolled below a 5 on his D6 for number of attacks.
Ouch.
So he has just destroyed everything in his path. And I fully plan on him continuing to roll that well. So if you can take him out before he gets to combat, I might have a problem. But if you can't, then
secret
there's no chance.
No, damn.
It's
Damn.
all
There's
over.
no hope, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no hope.
All right. Moving on to table 11, we've got DeGreat Khan versus Conroy.
Ooh,
DeGreat
battles the
Khan
cons.
is racking the goblins as always. He's got 3 regiments of Fleabag Riders. I have 2 regiments of Fleabag Riders. One with fire
And a
oil,
horde.
one with a skull pole, and a
Right.
horde with a caterpillar potion.
I'm gonna disappear for a minute.
Okay. 3 troops of Fleabag Sniff Riders, a horde of Fleabag Chariots with Wine of Elvenkinds, a Flagot on a Fleabag with a diadem, a Bigot on a Fleabag with a Blade of Slashing, and he's got a Wiz with Bane Chant on a Fleabag, 3 Slashers, and the Voracious Mawpack formation.
Which gives vicious and removes yellow bellied from the Fleabag Riders.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
All of them, even the horde?
Even the horde. The horde
That's
is part
all-
of the formation, yes.
Aha. Nice. And then he's going to be up against Keith Conroy, who's got the herd. He's got a horde of Spirit Walkers, 2 hordes of Lycans, one with the Brew of Strength, one with Dwarven Ale, 4 Beast Packs, a Stampede, a horde Stampede with a Chalice of Wrath, Chimera with Wings, Shaman with a heal, the 2 Shamans, they're both heal and mounted, and a Lycan Alpha. Can you even buy a Stampede not in a horde? Does it come in a regiment?
No, it's only horde. Only horde.
I was going to say, what's the point? So DeGreat Khan is 13 drops, 16 unit strength, which is very low for a goblin list. But he's got those monsters. Conroy
Slashes.
has 13 drops, 17 unit strength, very similar.
You think he needed 4 beast packs?
Well, he does in this matchup because there's a lot
Yeah.
of shitty shooting that's going to be coming at him.
Yeah. So, like, at least he's got the chaff. Contemplating that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
Keith just doesn't have to commit the chaff early, though. He can hide it.
that's what I was thinking. I think Keith's got some fast, hard-hitting stuff. For the most part, he can kind of sit back and wait on this one.
Right. Khan's shooting is cool. It'll take out the chaff if Keith exposes it, but if he just keeps the Spirit Walkers and the Stampede up front, and he just heals it back up each turn.
You can heal, or the Lycans have regen.
Yeah,
So I kind of feel like he can soak whatever shooting is being thrown at him there.
I do
And
too.
then when he engages, he's going to engage much harder than the goblins will.
Yeah, right.
And I think like all the Pathfinders are great for all those forests, but he doesn't have the Strider to deal with the walls. He does have all the
True enough.
Pathfinders. So he can hide in that forest with no problem.
Well, all the Strider is on Khan's units, right? Those.
Yeah.
Well, the Stampede has Strider too. Don't forget.
Oh,
yeah,
that's true.
Stampede,
That's
sorry,
true.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, they have
And the
Strider.
Chimera flies right over, so as long as he's not landing on it, he's okay.
Right.
So he does have
And you could use those beast packs to help mitigate the positioning of the walls too a little bit.
They are amazing. We're
Yeah, I don't know. I think Keith has got. I think he's gonna have an easier time handling this.
Yeah, I think he's got enough nerve, he's got enough heal to be able to be out there, and he doesn't have to commit his beast packs early to make them susceptible to all that shooting. So,
Where are you
and
coming down?
shamans kill archfiends. We know that. So,
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Known.
Look what happened to
It's known.
Masters. It's written in the history books now.
history books, slashers going down.
I I think that if the Great Khan doesn't overextend himself, he has a good chance, though. Because I wouldn't deploy in a line. I would go in depth, a line, then a line, then a line.
Layers.
Yeah, do it all Napoleonic style, man, like the French. No one gets that. Anyway, that's what you would do.
No one gets
right.
Or like
There it
nice
is.
reference.
Good try,
Right
Mike.
now,
Good try.
right now, Ray Shields' dad is going, "That's right. That's exactly how you do it."
And Jon Snow is like, "What are you talking about?"
Send the cavalry in first. What are you doing? So, whatever.
Listen, most of my knowledge of Napoleon comes from Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. So you
He's
just
very
get him in
worthy-
front of
worthy
a
source.
gigantic ice cream sundae, and he's going to be out.
Ziggy Piggy, Ziggy Piggy.
All right,
Say
Mike.
what
So,
a salad.
Mike, you gonna give this one to Khan?
Yes, or else
All
he'll
right.
declare war on me. I can't have that.
That's
That's
right.
actually true. Ashley, what are you thinking here?
I think Keith has like the speed and the chaff and the Pathfinder. I think he can do it. I think he's got it. I think as long as he like doesn't get overexcited too much. No, he stays back.
Excited.
I don't think Keith gets overexcited, but I would, and I would be like, I'm fast. I'm gonna go up there.
Going in. I'm going all in.
and then I die. So I think he can
All right,
do it.
Corey and Greg, what's your pick?
I think Keith can be patient, and he knows to be patient. So I think he can take this one.
I think this is a toss-up for me. Keith has been playing the herd consistently for a while now, and he's been, getting a lot of games in. He's one of the most frequent participants
active,
in
yeah.
our
Prolific.
weekly, gaming nights. But I think you can't discount the fact that these Fleabag riders are actually very threatening to Keith's army.
Movement
Because
10.
they have speed 10. They don't have yellow bellied because of the formation. They have the herd has low defense across the board, and one of the units has fire oil, and Keith is rocking 2 hordes of lichens.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those things could get the jump on Keith and do some real damage. The Great Khan has to one-shot things because with regen and heal and all that, it's gonna bounce back. But I think he could do it. So I'm gonna go with the Great Khan.
Right. I was in for the Khan.
Cool.
All right, table 12 here. We've got Corey Walliser versus Peyton Shipman.
Ooh.
Hey.
So Corey's rocking Varinger, and he's got 2 hordes of cave trolls,
Wow.
2 hordes of the Fallen. We've never seen this before. One's got a Brew of Strength, 1 regiment of Mounted Sons with the Orcish Skull Pole, Ice Queen, Swap One Best for Heal, Shroud of the Saint, Magnield, King on Chimera with a Rip of Celerity, Cave Troll King, and both of the formations.
John
Wait,
says
is
it
that
like you're
the
picking this
exact-
army up at Walmart.
It's almost the exact
Is that
same.
the
list.
same as Clinton's?
It's very close.
Yep.
It's very close. Actually, no. It's and there's
I don't think Clinton has the king. I think Clinton has another Mounted Sons.
spoiler. There's another Varinger list coming that I think might be the exact same.
Yeah, instead of King on
Yeah.
Chimera, Clinton has another Mounted Sun regiment.
Yeah.
Other than that,
It's
is
the same.
the same
It's-
units.
It's actually pretty ridiculous, to tell you the truth. And
Yeah.
that is a failure of the list.
It
Cookie
totally is.
cutter,
Anyway,
point and click.
that can be a episode of Unplugged Radio about balance. But he's up against Peyton, who's got League of Rortia. He's got a regiment of Halfling Braves, 2 troops of Halfling Scouts, 2 regiment of Household Knights, 1 with Brew of Strength, 1 with Potion of Caterpillar, troop of Halfling Ranger Cavalry, a horde of Honor Guard with a Brew of Haste, a Halfling Volley Gun, a Halfling Iron Beast, a Duke on an Ancient Winged Arles, Wizard with, he's got a lot of stuff too, a Banechant, a Lightning Bolt, a Horse, and an Inspiring Talisman, and 2 Halfling Master Sergeants. One's got a bow and Wings of the Honey Maze, and the other has a mount and a Diadem of Dragonkind.
Sure.
So I dig Peyton's list, but Corey's going to be nibbling on Halfling body parts this whole game.
Yeah.
You know, if Peyton had like 3 volley guns,
Right.
that would help settle the score. But of course, he doesn't. If he had like 2 hordes of honor guard, that'd be a thing. But he doesn't. Yeah. I mean, he's got heal 4 on the Duke on Ancient Winged Arrowless, so that's with elite. No, he didn't take the elite item.
No elite.
No elite item. Just Blade
Nothing
of
good
Slashing.
here.
No.
Peyton doesn't do that.
He doesn't have enough shooting to slow Corey down, and he doesn't have quite enough combat punch.
And not enough chaff.
It's
Corey's gonna walk over this.
Yeah.
Oh, for what it's worth, Corey has 9 drops and 14 unit strength. Peyton has 13 drops and 14 unit strength. Corey's got one of the lower drop lists. Not the lowest, but low.
It's going to be like when Saruman subjugated the Shire. He burned it. He made people into slaves. It was terrible.
We're looking at a reenactment here. Okay.
Worm Tongue was crawling around on the ground. This
is just tough for Peyton.
The only thing in Peyton's corner is Corey does have a tendency to have his dice shit the bed in situations where he should easily win.
That's true. That's true. But
they're both good players, so no one's gonna really make any mistakes.
I feel like Corey can pack his unit strength in the center of the table there, and Peyton just doesn't have the stuff to kill it.
Right. He doesn't have anything to deal with the king on the Chimera or the Troll King, and it's just.
Listen, I have heard enough stories of, and then I went in and I had 20 attacks and I hit 4 times and I wounded once and then I rolled double once 7 times in a row. Peyton's gonna win.
Thanks, Joey Greek.
That's what I was talking about. Yeah, there it is.
Listen, Corey should destroy Peyton, but the story's going to be, right? 20 attacks, 7 hits, 2 wounds. What am I supposed to do? It's bold, blah, 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 right? That's going to be, right?
Shot caller.
Halfling Braves are just defeating mounted sons in combat.
Yes.
And they double 6 me 3 times in a row.
Man.
Right?
Oh,
Trouble.
nice.
He only had to roll it twice, but he rolled it a 3rd time just to rub it in my face.
And the worst part is, Corey's the nicest guy. So I kind of like karma. I'm in a past life, did you punch puppies? Is that what you did before? You don't do that now. You're a super nice guy now, right? How does this happen?
Part of me's did he forget to sacrifice a goat to the dice boss?
I live with him. It's going to be messy. I'd rather he didn't. At least do it in the shed.
All right. So what do you guys? So I don't know. I know Mike's going with Peyton.
This is Corey all over.
Corey should win. I'm going to go with Peyton.
All right. Ashley, you with Corey on this one too?
I'm on Corey.
And Corey, what do you think?
Corey solidarity.
Corey? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Table 13 is going to be Matt Vermeeren. We'll go with that.
A little help from the fellow Canadian here.
Yeah, versus Ryan Birch. So Matt's list is called the Green Bastards Elite, and this is orcs. So he's got a troop of skulks with a flying hammer for Mike Rossi.
They already have a shooting attack.
But you take it anyway.
I think he literally just did that for Mike Rossi.
Of course.
Probably.
It's a running gag.
3 regiments of Gore Riders, 1 with Caterpillar, regiment of Fight Wagons with Brew Haste, 2 Crudgers on Ancient Wing Slashers.
Yes.
With stabby sneaks.
One's got stabby sneak. They both have stabby sneaks. One has Critter's Call and Blessing of the Gods. The other has Blade of Slashing.
13 attacks each.
Yeah. And then he's got 2 Colossal Giants as well.
Yeah, so much beef.
So that clocks in at 11 drops, 14 unit strength. And he's up against Ryan, who switched it up from nature and went with dwarves this time. He's got a horde of Iron Watch rifles with Jar of the Four Winds, which I like a lot.
Cool.
3 troops of sharpshooters to back that up. 2 hordes of Earth Elementals, 3 organ guns, 2 stone priests. One's got Martyr's Prayer. The other has Alchemist Curse and a Fireheart amulet. So he's got Surge and Alchemist Curse. And a Warsmith with a Warbow, a Battle Driller, and 2 Greater Earth Elementals.
Yep.
So this is a hard battle line and a lot of shooting, and that's about it, actually.
What does the Warsmith do for? Does he do anything?
Gives the elite to the organ guns.
Ooh.
Well within 6 inches.
Mm.
And in this matchup, there's no Basusu to worry about.
No.
So he can put all those organ guns next to each other with the Warsmith
Ba-boom,
there.
ba-boom, ba-boom.
Yeah.
Ryan's at 12 drops and 16 unit strength.
Way to
This
bring
is
the
like
pain, Ryan.
Yeah, I like that. Those Iron Watch rifles, you don't see those very
With
often.
Jar of the 4 Winds.
But I like
is
them with
pretty
Jar of
nice.
the 4 Winds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That and the sharpshooters, they're just gonna sit back and be like, reach out and
Uh-huh.
touch somebody, you know?
I like the Green Bastards Elite list. I think the 2 Colossal Giants and the 2 Ancient Winged Slashers are pretty terrifying.
They're scary as hell, but they're gonna get shot to pieces.
They're gonna get shot to pieces.
Ryan has
The thing
the
is,
stuff.
if those 4 things, if like 3 out of those 4 things crash into the lines, they don't care about his defense 6 because they're all crushing 3 and 4. They're gonna chew right through it.
Right.
But if they get knocked out on the way in, then
they're gonna take a lot of fire. So much fire.
The Gore Riders and the regiment of fight
And,
wagons
and
won't do it
Alchemist
on their
Curse
own.
sitting in there too, just for
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
Right.
Ugh. It's
I think he has some there is some cover going into the dominate circle, so that might help a bit.
sure.
But,
Yeah.
Yep.
It doesn't. Those giants and stuff are quite fast, so getting to that cover.
Depending on the side of the table he ends up on, he
Yeah,
actually there's room in that forest to sit in the dominate circle in the forest and not have to come out in the
Benefit
open.
from cover, sure.
Right.
And then if anything gets close enough to take you out, charging out is not going to be a problem for those giants.
Yeah, but I think if he's sitting back, he's just gonna lose anyway. Okay, -1 to hit, but he's got 1,000 shots.
Right, and no heal to
And
kind
no
of
heal, so he'll go down anyway. I think he's got a bum rush and hope for the best. I think.
Yeah. Oh, Ryan, good job, Ryan.
Ryan's list is dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do think Matt could do this. If
I think
if,
so,
if he
too.
keeps his stuff in cover and can, keep them from getting shot off too badly, and he can engage quickly, he might be okay.
It's all fast, so he's gonna try.
Yep.
Try his damnedest.
Well, that's it, right?
Or
I mean,
just put one colossal giant behind the other, and then that you can't see.
Yeah, he gets covered. Sacrifice
can't
one
shoot it
colossal
all.
giant so the other one can make it.
Yeah,
They'll take their checks on the end of the turn.
winged slashers behind the colossal giants.
just
then
just make a line.
Stack them. Conga line.
Yeah, conga line. Never saw it coming.
Can't see the other one.
All right, Ashley, who are you going with on this one?
I think Ryan. I think the amount of shooting I think is going to be really hard. I think Matt can make it hard for him, for sure. But I think Ryan will get it.
Corey?
I think I got to go with Ryan here too. Again, I agree with Ashley. It's going to be close. It's going to be a tough one, but I think Ryan has the tools here to make it work.
All right, Greg, what do you think?
Going Ryan. I think there's going to be green blood splattered across this battlefield. I think the sharpshooters and the Iron Watch rifles all having 36-inch range is also very
Fantastic.
significant because he can sit them back pretty far to get. Those orc units are fast, but if he deploys them back, he's got a lot of turns to shoot.
Yeah. Mike?
And that elite enclave of orking guns is gonna yeah.
The dominate circle of death.
Yeah, I don't know. I really wish the Orcs had something that could get in there and just start making a mess. It doesn't take much.
Like a
One
cudger on
flying
a
guy.
gore. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Something. Right? But he doesn't. So I got to go with Ryan. I hate doing that.
I'm going to go with Matt on this one. And my call is Ryan screws up the deployment and can't get the shots off.
Makes a hash out of it.
That's
huh?
how I'm calling it. We'll see what happens.
You gave him the map in advance, so he's got plenty of time to plan out his firing.
I-
Right now he's
think
going,
about
so
it.
what is John talking about? How could I screw this
How
up?
could I screw this up?
He's like, I can't screw this up. Gets there, John's like, you definitely screwed this up.
All right, table 14 is going to be Adriel Cologne and Nick T. I mean Rosebud. All right, so Adriel's got a new army. At least I haven't seen this one yet from him.
No.
It's the Herd, and it's 4 hordes of Lycans, 3 troops of Beast Pack, a Stampede with haste, a Brutox, a Shaman on a mount, and a Lycan Alpha. This is pretty compact.
I love it.
That's 11 drops, 16 unit strength. And he's up against Nick. I really like Nick's list. 2 hordes of Skeleton Warriors, 3 troops of Ghouls, Regiment of Soul Reavers with Potion of the Caterpillar, a Revenant King on Undead Worm, mounted and gains Fly. Yeah, so it's a Flying Worm. And Blade of Slashing.
Blade of Slashing.
Vampire on Undead Elder Dragon with Lightning Bolt and Staying Stone, a Necromancer with Heal and Shroud of the Saint, and he's got the Army of Darkness formation. And then his allies are Twilight Kin, 2 hordes of Darkscythe Chariots, which is spectacular.
Yes, sir.
He's got 11 drops, 19 unit strength, so they're pretty closely matched there too. Take it away. What do you think, guys?
I love the Army of Darkness.
Army of Darkness.
So good.
Yeah.
It's super.
How much heal does Adriel have? Those Lycans don't have regen because it's not Forces of Nature Lycans, right?
He doesn't have any heal.
And he has no
Yeah,
regen.
they have regen.
Yeah, they're
they have
regen
regen.
5 on the Lycans.
The
yeah.
Lycans have
I always get
regen, but there's no
confused.
heal on the
Okay.
list.
Gotcha.
No,
No, there's
the
heal
Shaman.
on the Shaman.
No, he's just got the
He didn't
Bane
take
chain. He
it.
didn't buy heal.
Oh, you have to upgrade to that? Oh,
yeah. Yeah, it's just they don't just come that way. Believe it or not.
I've never seen a Brutox, but this.
Oh, he's good.
Yeah,
He's very good.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like a truck.
Yep.
I think so. Here's what I think. I love Adriel's list. I think if Nick plays this right, Adriel doesn't have much of a shot.
I don't know. Adriel's list is pretty fast.
Yeah, but
he's
there's a
got-
way that Nick could deploy this where it doesn't matter.
Yeah. The Lycans, just as good as they are, a single shot from a Lycans doesn't kill anything.
That's true.
And you see it too much with those 18 attack units, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
They
And
don't,
then
they
you've
don't
got-
have the punch.
And Nick's got nerve blocks with outrageous amounts of heal backing it up.
Yeah, that Army of Darkness bullshit is awesome.
It's so cool.
Yeah.
It is rather good.
And the chariots. Ugh.
Yeah, he'll be able to shoot stuff. It'll be good.
I am going to go with Adriel. And the reason why is because I think that,
Because he's in your club.
no, it's not the reason.
Because you voted against Corey.
Got to vote for one of his club mates
Corey
somewhere.
will understand why. Corey understands why. Corey knows. Right now, he's at work going, probably right. Then the reason why is because of the compact unit strength and the fact that he can deliver. It ain't one regiment, or it isn't one horde of Lycans going in. If Adriel does it right, it's 2, or maybe, you know what I mean? That's how that's going to work. So
It's a big if. These are no bloodworms.
True.
Right?
True.
No, I think there's a way, the same way that Nick can deploy to negate it. I think there's a way that Adriel can deploy to really
Capitalize.
bring some stuff
Yeah.
to bear here. Right.
Yeah.
I have an idea in my head about how he would do it, but
Yeah, the Dark Sky Chariots are just going to make Adriel have to be aggressive, though. You know, it's still 36 shots coming at you, so
Yeah,
you
he's
got to
not
go
gonna-
get them.
Vicious that just rip through stuff.
yeah, he's not going to hang back.
A lot of defense 4 out there, baby.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good match.
It's
Actually,
going to be a very good match.
I think it's gonna be a close one. I think
This is an interesting
I'm
one.
a little torn here.
What were you saying, Ashley?
I don't know. I'm just like, I don't know where to go. Like, I think it's gonna be close, and I'm just looking at them again, just being like,
It'll be close for sure.
but I think like the Soul Reaver Crab and those Dark Side Chariots, like that brings a lot there.
Yeah. I think it's also interesting. I don't think, unless I'm wrong, I don't think Adriel's played with this list yet. And I don't think Nick has played since last year's Unplugged. GT. So this is a battle of like, well, I don't know. But
Adriel
I'm
just
gonna
said in
do
the
it anyway.
chat. Adriel just said in the chat he's still painting the army.
Yeah, exactly.
The tournament's in 2
I don't
days.
know.
Love you, bro.
Well done.
I think I'm gonna go with Maybe not. No, I'll go with Nick. I'll go with my club mate. I'm gonna take Nick on this one. I think this really is gonna be a close match, though.
Yeah.
I think
Anyone
it's
have
gonna
a-
be close. Yeah.
Has anyone got a coin to flip?
Yeah. Right.
I think
I'm
I'll
gonna go with
Nick.
Nick.
I think I'm gonna go Nick on this one.
I like the list. I dig it.
All right.
I'm gonna go with Nick too. I think, like I said, I think it could be really close. I think with the lack of experience factor on both sides, though, lack of experience favors the person with the more defensive list.
Yeah.
Because
they
if
have
you're
less
playing
mistakes to make.
aggressive, you make a mistake
Right.
and it burns you.
Right.
Right. So, although I think Adriel's list is very good, and I think he has the potential to use it very well, I'm not sure that it'll play out that way.
Good call, Greg.
Mike, you gonna go with Adriel?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, buddy.
All right. Next table here, we got table 15. This is Greg Anderson versus John McCready. Greg has got elf list today. He'd been playing a couple other different armies, but elves. 2 regiments of Stormwind Cavalry, 2 hordes of Draken Riders, 1 with Caterpillar. 2 regiments of Stormwind Cav, 2 hordes of Draken Riders, a horde of War Chariots, an army standard bearer on a horse with a lute, an Elven King on a horse with a Mace of Crushing. That's part of a formation.
Yep.
Dragon Kindred Lord with Dwarven Ale, the Green Lady with a saber-toothed pussycat. I guess you could take those multiple
You can
times.
take
For
2.
one use only, but you got 2 of them.
Neat. And he's got the King's Champion formation, which is the Stormwind Cav and the King.
I love that.
Headstrong on the cab, and then 2+ to hit on the
Elven King.
Yeah, it's pretty good. He's playing against elves as well, though. John McCready there has the Green Ladies Boy Toys list.
Gosh.
2
Wait,
hordes,
double Green Lady in this battle?
Yes.
yeah.
Oh.
2 hordes of archers, 1 with Heart-Seeking Chant, 1 with Wine of Elvenkind, 2 regiments of Palace Guard, a horde of Tall Spears with a Brew of Strength, horde of Draken Riders with the Orcish Skull Pole, an army standard bearer with a lute, noble War Chariot, a Draken Rider Lord, that's not a dragon, with a diadem. He's a smaller one. The Green Lady and the Honor Guard of the Green Lady formation. So these are pretty closely matched. Greg has 9 drops and 12 unit strength. John has 10 drops, 17 unit strength. That's a pretty big difference.
Yeah.
Greg's list is very aggro. John's list has the shooting complement.
A lot of shooting.
Could be the
A lot of
deciding
shooting.
factor.
And the elf off, he who shoots better wins.
Yeah. Backed up those kindred tall spears
Usually.
are going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Green Lady mitigates some of that, but not all of it.
No.
I mean,
This will be an interesting game.
I mean,
It's going to be a fascinating game.
Yeah, there's a lot of fast units in there, and they're the same units. So,
well, one has the Stormwind Cav, which is like,
which are really good for what they do, but they're
mhm.
they're sitting next to Draken Riders, and it's hard to make that choice.
There's only one Draken Rider horde right in the other list. He's got 2 hordes and the Stormwinds and the Chariots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Draken Kindred.
Yeah.
He's got the speed, but
If he can
Yeah,
get
but those
I don't know if he can stand up to the shooting to get
the
to bring in
spears
force
and
to
does
bear.
nothing.
Does nothing. Yeah. The Stormwind can't threaten the tall spears.
That's a good point. Yep.
yeah, and then could the speed get to the shooting?
Neither could the Chariots, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and stuff. He should be camping in some woods with those spears, and
I mean, Phalanx
All the
is
day.
terrible. Why would anyone use Phalanx?
Yeah, it's terrible.
I think
great.
the Green Lady formation here makes a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the archer. I'm just looking at the archers really just doing work here.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And he's got a Bane Chanter. Not that Bane Chant is really effective against the archers, but I think I would take John's list on here for a lot of the reasons, because the Stormwind Cav are going to be less effective, and the shooting
because
on the other
Dominate's
side.
forcing it all to the middle.
Yeah, I would take John here.
Me
Same.
too. Me too. I'm a little more balanced and a much higher unit strength for Dominate. Yes, please.
Right.
Yep.
I don't know. I think I think Greg could do it. I think he could do it. I think if he can get, maybe use the two hordes of Draco Riders to his advantage.
That's big. They hit really hard.
They do, and one's got push and a caterpillar, so he doesn't care if you're hiding in that forest.
True.
So I think he could do it. I think Greg could do it. I'm gonna also go against the grain here, and I think he can get there. And if he can deny some of that shooting, I think it's huge.
All right, Corey, Greg, what are you thinking?
Corey?
Oh, I'm definitely going with John.
I'm going with John. Not because of anything about the lists or the matchup, but because Greg spells his name wrong. There's 3 G's in that name. I don't know what that is.
Greg.
There's only 2 G's in Greg. Sorry, Greg. Greg.
All right, next table is table 16. We're getting towards the end here. This is Doug Blake versus Jim Ellsworth. Doug has got his
Why
abyssal
are you
dwarves
laughing about
back
that?
on the table.
Because that's a good matchup. That's gonna be a fun table.
They're good dudes, yeah.
Well, this is the thing. Doug's gonna be Doug. He's gonna be fantastic, and Jim's gonna do this.
Yep.
The entire time.
Jim will probably play half the game thinking it's Blood Bowl. Be like, did I crack the armor?
All right.
No,
The
please.
kickoff table
He's
say.
gonna think there isn't enough terrain on this table.
That's true.
Doug's got abyssal dwarves. He's starting off with 3 troops of gargoyles, so it was a good start. A horde of lesser obsidian golems with a brew of courage. 2 regiments of abyssal half-breeds with an orcish skull pole. A horde of abyssal grotesques. 2 dragon fire teams. And here comes the all-star team. Braki Barka, Basusu the Vile, Dravik Dalkin, Infernoc, and Bardum.
Ooh, the League of Legends right there, baby.
The League of Legends, right.
Super best friends.
And Jim on the other side has got elves. He's got a horde of kindred archers with a heart-seeking chant, troop of hunters of the wild with a blade of slashing, another troop with nothing, a horde of forest shamblers with a brew of haste, 2 regiments of stormwind cav. One's got caterpillar, one's got brew of strength.
Ooh.
That's part of the formation as well here.
Yeah.
2 bolt throwers, an army standard bearer with a lute, the elven king on the horse with the mace of crushing. That's the formation. And he's got a mystical dragon kindred lord, the one with the extra attacks and the fireball, big
Fireball, yeah.
So very similar to kind of some of the other elf lists. I mean, we saw that formation, the King's Champion formation again, which is kind of cool. I like seeing the Stormwind Cav on the table. And I don't really understand what all of these individuals do in the Abyssal Dwarf list, other than
Braki
Basusu.
Barka
I'm just like, what?
Is nasty.
Braki Barka
Yeah.
is awesome with a 12-inch inspiring.
12-inch
Basusu, well,
inspiring.
I don't know if you know what Basusu does.
What is the Bardum formation?
So it's Fury on the half-breeds,
Oh.
and Braki Barka gets Dread.
Yeah.
Oh.
Really good in the grind. Come and get it.
Yep. This
I mean-
the Abyssal Dwarf list is pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's compact, right?
Yep.
And they're sticking
The elves
in
have
Infernoc as well.
the ability to get rid of those gargoyles pretty quick. So then I feel like Jim can dictate the matchups. But I don't know. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of special rules. There's a lot of living legends. I don't have the time to make sense of all of it.
Yeah.
Oh, so the dude with the however you say his name, the
Dravik
living legend,
Dalkin
yes, his fireball heals damage.
heals
to
Infernoc.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
rather good.
Every damage he
really
does
cool.
heals Infernoc. Yeah.
And he also has Elite and Surge 10 or 12.
Surge 10.
Yeah, Surge 10 with Elite. That's
And
long.
fireball with vicious.
Kaboom.
I
I'm
just
going
like
with Doug.
I
I'm going
like
with the
can't
best
even read.
friends.
I would go with Doug here just because I don't feel like I can understand how, it must be something cool because I
Unfamiliarity
just
winning
don't
the
get
day.
it. Whereas I know this elf list and I don't love forest shamblers, especially in a horde.
Right.
I don't love hunters of the wild either.
But I think those things are going to help Jim get the charges he wants because he could just throw them in the way. And the Stormwind Cavalry with Brew of Strength is actually going to
no, that's good.
that's going to do
that's going to
serious damage to something.
Yeah. Yeah.
With Elite, it basically hits as hard as the Mounted Suns.
Well, it's only 16 attacks, but
Yeah, but Elite.
Yeah.
Elite.
I don't know. I like Brachybarca and Basusu just
Oh, they messed stuff up.
just do a lot.
Yeah.
I think I take Doug on this one. I'm taking Doug. I'm going
You're
for
dugging it.
it. Doug it.
I dig Doug's list too.
I
Dig
really like
Doug.
the list.
That's right, baby.
Boop, 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 boop.
I like all the characters. I think it'll be interesting. I don't know what he's gonna look like all together, but I think I'm gonna go with Doug on this one too.
What do you think, Mike?
Doug.
Doug. Greg?
I'm going Jim. He's a club member. I think he's got some chaff. He's got some shooting. He's got a mystical dragon kindred lord with crazy rules. I like Jim in this matchup.
All right, Jim, you got to vote.
You got to vote.
Table 17. This is going to be Mike McLaughlin versus Pat O'Neill. So Mike has Undead, and he's starting off with a Horde of Revenants with a Brew of Strength, 3 troops of Wraiths, 2 hordes of zombies.
Wow.
A regiment of Soul Reaver Cab with Caterpillar, Revenant King on Undead Great Flying Worm with a Brew of Sharpness, a Vampire on Undead Pegasus, and a Lich King with Bane Chant, 3, Heal 6, and Shroud of the Saints. That one clocks in at 9 drops, 13 unit strength. And then he's up against Pat O'Neill's Dwarves. He's got a Horde of Bulwarkers with a Healing Brew, 2 hordes of Earth Elementals, 2 regiments of Berserk Brock Riders, 1 with Brew of Strength, 1 with Caterpillar, 3 Organ Guns, an Army Standard Bearer with Banner of the Griffin, 2 Berserker Lords, both mounted. One's got the Blade of the Beast Slayer. The other's got the Mournful Blade. I actually don't know what that does.
It doubles attacks against individuals,
of which there are none in the Vampire.
No, there's a Lich King.
Oh, that's right. He needs that for him, right?
And
he will murder that Lich King.
He's got a Stone Priest with Bane Chant, Martyr's Prayer, and a Fire Amulet of the Fireheart, and then Ronaldo the Bard.
Yes.
So that's, and then Pat has, let's see, Pat rocks in at 13 drops, 13 unit strength, even split.
Oh look, Organ Gun. I don't know what those do. I haven't seen those ever before.
15 shots, I think. Right?
Oh, I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah, she's.
I think there's sarcasm smeared on that comment.
Oops.
No,
Sorry.
I just read like every.
It's it's something from Harry Potter, so
I wouldn't know.
you wouldn't know.
Wouldn't know what
It's
that is.
whimsical and fun, so John doesn't understand it.
So I'm digging the double rally in the dwarf list here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of this undead list. It's too split between really slow, shambly stuff and fast, hard-hitty stuff, which I think is a trap that some undead players fall into.
The trap.
And as cool as the Vampire and Undead Pegasus is, I've played it a lot. It's not good. It's just not. It's 245 points of I waver.
Oh, yeah.
And then I die.
On the other hand, I like the Revenant King on the Great Flying Worm.
Oh, yeah. 12 attacks is no joke.
Fearless 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting expensive. He's 300 change.
Yeah, because you got the Brew of Sharpness on him.
So between that and the Soul Reavers, he's 600, 700 points invested there.
Yeah, but the Soul Reavers don't want to see Bulwarkers on the other side of that table.
Certainly
No.
don't.
Nope.
Is what is the unit strength for the undead list?
The undead list has 13 unit strength. They both have these lists have 13.
Not enough.
Not enough.
But
That's
I mean,
weird.
they're evenly matched with the dwarves there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but the
the
dwarves
dwarves
are
can
going to
heal.
eliminate things.
The dwarves can heal.
I mean, the undead can heal too with that Lich King, but Brock
There's
Riders
the
are going to make
Lords.
quick work of a lot of stuff.
Yeah, those zombies go down to Rock Riders.
And I think those Berserker Lords, like, they can go after that Lich King. They're really surprising.
They can go after that. They can go after the undead Great Flying Worm and the Pegasus.
Yep.
I mean, Blade of the Beast Slayer, he'll take those things on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
right.
those things are scary in this case.
After watching the 3 Berserker Lord list at
Yeah.
2's still pretty damn good.
I
Yeah.
think the big thing too with them is like because they're such small models, people are like, oh, that's probably. Oh no, that's gonna kill me. Like here it comes.
Oh yeah.
You don't
Well,
expect it. I mean, like if you know it, it just doesn't look as threatening.
to piggyback on that, I actually like the fact that those pack a punch in a small frontage. So
Yeah.
the combo
Yes.
or the counter charge,
Oh, yeah.
he gets
yeah.
stuck in against something, and the Brock Lord comes in and goes, "I'm coming to save the day."
Yeah,
Boom, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
the
problem.
dwarf list is really well built. I really
I like
Really
it a
like it.
lot.
It's like he knows what he's doing.
everything does.
It's like
what it
he's
needs
played
to do.
dwarfs for a long time and
No
he's refined
joke.
his practice. Yeah.
And
I'm
we haven't
kinda-
even mentioned that the organ guns pick shit up.
Yeah.
Right. Well, multiple ones of them do. I'm a big fan of the list. I like Pat's list a lot. I'm gonna go with Pat.
I'm
Yep.
gonna go with Pat too.
I'm gonna go with Pat here too. I think.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
boy.
the dwarves is
Oh,
a well balanced dwarf list.
We
Greg?
talked ourselves into consensus.
Pit Pat.
Sorry, Mike. Clean sweep, buddy.
Clean sweep for Pat. All right. Table 18. Eric Rutens is going to be playing against the Ringer.
Love Eric.
Eric. So Eric, I'll go with Eric's
I'll
list.
read the ringer list. 3 archfiends, well souls. 4 hordes of tortured souls.
Done.
Go F yourself.
Actually, a couple
Played
years
by
ago.
me.
Is that a formation? Is
Two-
that a formation?
Yeah, they all get +2
It
moves.
should be like a negative formation if you take it.
2 years ago, I think I did bring the Ringer list, and it was like 3 Efreets and a Cronius, and people didn't really like that
You're
very
an
much.
That's a nice lesson. You're an
It's
ass.
not,
Good luck,
it's not
Eric.
good. It's not good. Anyway, so let's go with Eric's first. Eric's got a regiment of Ironclad with a healing brew, a horde of Ironclad with a brew of haste, regiment of Iron Guard with a brew of courage. Their defense 6. Horde of Earth Elementals with a brew of strength. 1 regiment of Brock Riders with blessing of the gods.
There
Three
it is.
3 organ guns. There it is again. Army Standard Bearer with Banner of the Griffin, a Stone Priest, a Warsmith, a Battle Driller, and a Greater Earth Elemental. And then he's got allied in a horde of Alohi.
Is this the Rossi special?
This is the Rossi
Yeah,
special.
yeah, it's got some dwarves on foot. Exactly.
Regiments.
The Ringer list has got 1 Archfiend. No. This is what we're going with for the Ringer list. So it's a horde of This is Empire of Dust. A horde of skeletal spearmen with a hammer of measured force, a regiment of skeleton archers, a horde of skeleton crossbowmen, 2 regiments of mummies, a horde of enslaved guardians with a brew of haste, a horde of enslaved guardian archers, regiment of skeleton cavalry, 2 balefire catapults,
Jesus.
2 cursed high priests. Both have heal and mount. 1 has mind fog, and then it's the mummy's revenge formation.
Who's playing this list, John?
I don't know yet. Not sure. Maybe me, maybe not. So
Legit.
Eric's got 14 drops and 15 unit strength. The Ringer list has 15 drops and 14 unit strength.
Are the mummies? Because I don't have it in front of me. The mummies are the one with regen, right?
Yeah.
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 I remember playing against those. I didn't like them.
And in that formation,
They get vicious and elite.
vicious and elite with crushing strength too.
Yeah. Ugh.
They only hit on 4s, but
Right.
They
elite.
just keep doing it
Vicious,
over
yeah,
and
they keep
over
doing
and
it.
over. again.
And a dash 18 with regen doesn't go away easy.
Go Ringer.
So I think Pat will probably be playing the Ringer list day 1, actually.
Yep.
Not me. But it's possible. We'll see what happens.
I think with all that in mind, I'm gonna go with Eric. Pat hasn't played Kings of War, and he's never played Kings of War. Basically, he's played like half a game once.
Well,
when
he's
he was drunk.
he's never played this list. He's never played
Yeah.
Empire Dust. He's never played a Surge Army. So he's
Yeah.
got a lot of things going against him here.
Yeah,
All right,
Yeah.
Eric.
I
Go
think it's
get
safe. I think it's safe.
I
to
mean,
take
Eric,
there.
like you didn't
That's
take
all right.
Martyr's Prayer on your Stone Priest. Like seriously, you didn't take Martyr's Prayer.
Yeah, that's surprising, right? And that's a go-to.
Instead, you
Yeah.
took Brew of Haste and a
I don't-
healing brew.
I don't
Like,
understand some of the choices.
Yeah.
With that being said, the fact that
Movement 5 dwarves.
John is not driving the bus on the Ringer Army, I got to vote for Eric. If John steps in and goes, well, I think I'll see how this works. Next thing you know, you're the worst, right? So I'm not going to go with Eric.
I didn't put any
Save
monsters
that for
in
when
it,
you're
all right?
playing
It's all
K2,
units.
okay?
Yeah. Mummies.
I think go Eric. I think.
All
And
right.
Eric's really good too.
No,
He knows
yeah.
the rules backwards and forwards.
I don't like his dwarf list as much as like Pat's or some of the other ones I've seen, but it does what it does.
Eric gets kind of a cheap shot here because he's up against the Ringer, so it's hard to. We don't even know who that person is. Well,
Yeah.
it's just hard to say really what that looks
Sure.
like. So next up on table 19, we've got Chris Rebello versus Theo. Chris is another dwarf list. We'll see another variety on this. We've got a horde of bulwarkers with a brew of strength, a regiment of iron guard that have exchanged their shields for crushing strength, a horde of earth elementals with a brew of haste, 2 regiments of berserk Brock riders, one with the caterpillar, one with whip of celerity, a army battle standard bearer with a lute, 2 Brock lords mounted, a flame priest with bane chant, martyr's prayer, and banner of the griffin. That's how you do it.
Tooled up.
And 2 regiments of Alohi as allies. This is the Mike Rossi special.
The other version.
He's going to be up against Theo. I think this list takes the record for lowest amount of drops. Yep. 2 hordes of cave trolls, one with Dwarven Ale, one with a chalice of wrath, 2 hordes of the fallen.
It's like my
Oh,
trolls.
this is Varinger, by the way. Whip of celerity for a haste. Troop of Thunderwolves, Regiment of Mounted Sons, Fury and Caterpillar, the Ice Queen, Magnield, and a King on Chimera with a Fury and Hate, Chant of Hate. So this is 7 drops.
Wow.
If you can believe, did I miscount that? Maybe it's 8 drops. 2.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Either
5,
way.
6,
It's
7,
9.
8. 9 drops. 9
Oh,
drops.
I don't know.
Good job.
Okay, maybe that was a data entry error.
14.
19. No, I put 19 unit strength. That's not right. So something got miscalculated here.
No, it is.
13, 14,
3,
15, 16.
8, 10, 11.
Maybe I flipped that with somebody else or something. The dwarf list is 11 drops, 14 unit strength.
There's 14 unit strength in Theo's. You got to remember nimble on the fallen. They're
Oh, right. Nimble. Thank you.
14. Yep.
I don't know how I ended up with those numbers, but
It's still.
that's okay. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, that's what we got here.
It's also very much like the other Varinger lists we've seen. He doesn't have the Troll King, but he's made up for it by giving Dwarven Ale and Chalice of Wrath instead of the formation on those cave trolls.
Yeah.
His Ice Queen has Elite.
Yes.
That's new with the Famulus.
Elite heal 6.
Yeah, that's not bad.
King with Elite and Vicious on the Chimera.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, all that defense 6 on the other side of the table is like, whatever.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Crushing
He doesn't
strength
care.
3 on the
Doesn't care.
trolls. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, he can beat it up.
And
Once
no
he gets
organ
in, he's
guns to
gonna
make
throw
him
it.
pay.
No organ guns, yeah.
Yep.
And the regiments of Elohai, you just got to combo charge them because by themselves they aren't going to do it.
No, they do Stugats by themselves.
I
Yeah.
feel like that's a lot of points too in those 2 regiments.
It's
Correct.
a boatload. It's not enough.
Like,
Right.
why not just take a horde and use it? I don't know.
Well, it's I Horde and an Urlo here better than the 2 regiments, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So
As with all the Varinger lists, they're all good.
They're
yeah.
so good.
Yeah, I gotta go with Theo. I gotta
Yeah, I
go
do
with
too.
Theo.
I don't want to, but I have to.
Round 2, all the Varinger armies will face each other.
I
and
hope that
implode.
happens.
You know, I told John he should just make them all play each other round 1 in their own.
I thought about that actually. Yeah, take that. If there was, I swear to God, there's one more Varinger list. They were all playing round 1.
Make 4 tables. It's like, you guys all want to take Ranger? That's all you're gonna play.
Well, we could set that up by everyone who's not playing Varinger just issuing a grudge against someone.
There you go.
those-
non-playing Varinger.
Those Brock Lords do mitigate that king and the cave trolls pretty nicely, though. They can do
Sort
pretty
of.
good work there.
They're not going to last long. The Brocklord doesn't. Neither of the Brocklords have Blade of the Beast
Slayer.
there, so they're
Yeah.
not Actually,
Oh, he
Scary.
doesn't. Ah,
yeah.
Yeah, they're
that's not as good.
all naked.
So with a dash 17, you got to throw a lot of attacks to chew through him, but he's not going to do that much
Right.
on his own.
Be two
He's not going to
fistfuls
do
of
that
who
much
gives a
damage.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, going Varinger here.
that's the
Theo.
one going. Yeah, going Grinder.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chris here. I want to see the dwarves win this match. I'm sick of all these Varinger.
I
That's
want
the
to see
spirit.
it. I agree with you. But
I'd actually be interested to see at the end of this how many of our predictions went to the Grinders.
Oh, we'll yeah. I'm
Like,
gonna
overall.
I'm gonna give this one to Chris. Just on the hope. I'll go over and coach him during his game.
no. Don't
Totally
do that.
fair.
Do this.
You don't want to do that, Chris. Really.
Pretty,
All right.
pretty
Table
biased.
20 is going to be Drew Castertino versus Bill Potter. Drew is another Varinger army here. We've got, and this is a high unit strength one. We've got a horde of thralls, a horde of Bloodstorn with a Staying Stone, troop of Reavers, 2 hordes of the Fallen, troop of Thunderwolves, 2 hordes of Direfang Riders, one with a Skull Pole and one with a Healing Brew. Ice Queen has got Hex, swapped Windblast out for heal, and an Inspiring Talisman. Magnield, a mounted Scald with a loot, and the formation for Herge's Vengeance.
Wow.
The Grinder
Eh.
list.
Then he's up
Yeah.
against the other Kingdoms of Men army. A horde of Foot Guard with a Hammer of Measured Force, Spill Potter's list. A heavy pike block horde with Brew of Strength. 2 troops of polearms, a regiment of knights with Fire Oil. 2 troops of mounted sergeants and 1 regiment of mounted sergeants with the Orca's Skull Pole. A general on a winged beast with Blade of Slashing. Army Standard Bearer on a horse with a loot. 2 wizards. One's got Bane Chant, Fireball, and Inspiring Talisman. The other is mounted and has Blizzard and Heart-Seeking Chant. And we've got the Imlar Corsairs formation, and then allied in a horde of Ogre Shooters. And what does that formation do?
+1 speed for everybody.
That's how they get in speed 9 on the sergeants.
Yep.
Okay.
What? No, sergeants are already speed 9.
And their
Yeah,
speed.
they become speed 10.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's pretty good. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I feel like there's just a bunch of stuff in this human army.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of stuff.
And then the ogre shooters.
Man, if that foot guard horde comes to bear, I'm trying to math it out in my head. 25 attacks hitting on 3s. He should get like 17 hits. 16, 17 hits. So then it's like 8 damage because hammer measured force.
It's pretty good.
Pretty reliable.
Yeah.
Pretty scary.
Yep. I don't know.
The shooters and the Blizzard with Heart-Seeking Chant could do some stuff.
I still think these damn Varinger lists
They're
just
so good.
they just
I
chew
know.
through everything though.
It's like, and this one you were saying is a little more grindy and like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's the thing. He'll just grind through it. He's got the unit strength. He's got the nerve and the Varinger list for this one.
Right. I have secret knowledge, and that is the fact that I think that Drew has played about as much Kings of War as Pit Pat. And he's coming
Half
back
a
to the
game
hobby.
once when he
you
was
know what I
drunk
mean?
10 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, then
He's coming back to the hobby, so
Well, then I gotta cheer for the underdog then. So
Yeah, I mean, you are the other Kingdoms of Men player, so.
yeah.
true.
Honest
Have
to
I
point.
played Kingdoms of Men before? No.
No, but you named all your units.
Yeah. you-
That's pretty
so
good.
both Drew and Brinley took a troop of Reavers.
Which are really good.
Pretty scary. Yeah.
Absolutely. They're good.
I love them. It's a good unit.
Yeah, buddy.
Gosh, I'd probably go with Bill on this one.
I think I'm gonna go Drew on this one. I think that he's got enough to kill what he needs to, and that he's got enough to kind of grind out the rest. And
Yeah, I think his list is capable. Bill's got a lot more play experience on him, so that could go either way. I don't love Bill's list, but like
Just gonna
I said, I
pick
think it's
all
just a
the
bunch of
Varinger
dudes.
lists. That's what I'm gonna do. Pick all the Varinger lists.
Pick all the Varinger. That's
Safe
safe.
bet.
Safe.
I'm just picturing the Direfang riders slowly chewing through everything.
Right. Just
Yeah.
Here's
Right.
30 attacks. Great. Here's 30 attacks. Great. Here's
Right.
30 attacks. Great.
And I mean, especially like we talked about, like they've got the Strider, and there's so many walls in that middle bit, and
Yeah,
It's
they
an
don't
excellent
care
point,
about that.
Ashley.
That's
Excellent
actually
point.
a really good point. That's true.
so like 30 attacks unhindered going through there.
Yep.
Pretty big.
4s and 2s all day.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's a lot. That'll
think I'm-
cheat through a lot of the stuff.
I'm changing my my mood here. I like the Strider. That's good.
Mhm.
All right, Greg, Mike, are we?
I'm
Yeah.
going Drew.
We're Varinger sweeping this one.
Although I want
Nope.
Bill to win this one.
Yeah, I want Bill to win it too.
I'm going with Bill
You're going with Bill. All right.
because Drew's going to say, "What does Strider do?" And then he's going to go, "Ah, I should have deployed different."
Oh,
Okay, point
You're
out
right.
me first as soon as we get there.
Right.
All
I
right.
mean, it's dominate. It's not that hard. Just walk in the middle, kill whatever's
Right.
in the way. Like he can
Very
handle
little
that.
strategy for this round.
Yeah, he can handle that.
Very true. Very true.
You just have to go in the middle.
All right.
again.
Last table. Here we are. This is the culmination. This is Chris LaBelle versus Chris Pelletier.
The Chris off.
Yeah.
I like this.
The Chris off at
The
the
christening.
end. So Chris LaBelle has got dwarves. We got a regiment of berserkers, a horde of ironclad with a hammer measured force, 2 regiments of ironclad that have given up their defense for crushing strength, a regiment of rangers with a piercing arrow, 3 troops of sharpshooters, 1 organ gun, a Jaren bombard cannon,
Nope.
army standard bearer with banner of the griffin, a berserker lord on foot with a blade of the beast slayer, a king with wings of the honey maze, a king on a large beast, and a battle driller.
Wow.
This is a
It's
smattering
a lot
of
of
stuff. Yep.
It's a lot of stuff.
This
He's
is
up
stuff I
against
haven't- Yeah.
one of my favorite lists for the tournament here. I like Chris's list. This is a horde of skeleton warriors with undead giant rats and Aegis of the Elohi. Another one with undead giant rats and Brew of Haste. Horde of skeleton archers with the Heart Seeking chant. You know where this is going, right? Regiment of Wraiths with the Brew of Strength. Legion of Zombies with giant rats and the hammer measured force. A balefire catapult. Revenant King and Undead Worm with Blizzard and Blessing of the Gods. He's got a Lich King with Heal and Shroud of the Saint. A Necromancer with Bane Chant, Heal, and a Fireheart Amulet. He's taken the Barrow Wights, Living Legend, and the Army of Darkness.
Yep.
So he ends up with two units of that's Wraiths. Wraiths and Whites.
Wraiths and
Yeah.
Whites.
3
They
hordes
both
of
fly.
skeletons. Yep.
Talk
Yeah.
about drops and unit strength.
Yeah, Chris LaBelle is 15 drops, 15 unit strength. Chris is 10 drops, 17 unit strength.
Yep.
I like Chris P's list quite a bit.
Me too.
Let me tell you, it just does not die. It's literally the
Yeah.
Army of Darkness
Yeah.
embodied.
Right. I like that. He's got a couple of healers, real effective. One of them's that Necromancer is going to be real effective.
They're both big healers. I mean, one's heal 9, the other one's heal 8 when it's targeting skeletons.
That's right.
And everything's Iron Resolve, life leeching the hell out of everything.
Yep.
Everything's
Just doesn't
high
want to
in
die.
nerve, like the nerve is there. And those Wraiths and those Barrow Wights are always like pain in the ass.
And I like the kind of 3 catapult shots there with the Blizzard, with the Blessing, and then the Balefire catapult.
Say that again. The blessing.
So he's got the Blessing of the
Elite.
Gods on the Blizzard.
On the
So he's got an
Blizzard.
elite Blizzard, and then the Balefire catapult. So he's got
Oh,
a lot of indirect fire stuff that can reach out and get stuff.
Yep. I'm not
Little
sure about
tricky.
the heart seeking chant on those archers because they only hit on 5s, but
But then they're piercing too.
if
He's
you
gonna Bane chant.
Bane
So you're
chant
gonna
them.
Bane chant him.
Got Bane chant 7.
It's gonna get it.
It's gonna make it.
because of the Army of Darkness formation.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
it doesn't
Oh,
just affect the formation.
So he hits,
Any
5
skeleton
or
unit.
6 times, and then he's piercing 2.
Oh, I like. Oh, that's pretty good then. Okay,
All right.
all right, it's pretty good. I'll take
All
it.
right. I had a
But
way
dwarves
in here.
Don't
So-
bring enough attacks.
So Chris LaBelle is playing my dwarf army that I rebased and sold to him last year, and played a game with him the other week. You know, he's shaking the dust off, but I give him some pointers. I think his list is unconventional, and I think it's better than most people will realize. 15 drops in a dwarf list is a
Pretty
lot.
good.
It's a
For
lot.
It is.
And except for the Jaren Bombard, which is kind of the oddball in the list, and it was what was in the model count. This stuff can do a lot of work. I mean, if he hits with it, it's going to be effective. But this list can do a lot of work, and there isn't that much of a difference in unit strength. So if he can take a couple of those units off, he can be in good shape. But it's going to be a big if, because like Corey was saying, these units don't like to die.
They don't want to die.
Yeah, and he just doesn't. If Chris camps out in terrain, none of this stuff hits enough to take it off the board, and
Right.
then it's full health again next turn.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
because of the grindability and because of the heal, I think that Chris has got it. He'll grind
Right.
it down.
If those Iron Guard were still defense 6, I think it would have been better for this particular matchup.
Right.
Are we saying Chris P? Because you guys realize they're both named Chris.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Chris,
yeah, yeah.
Got
Chris
it.
P, I think.
Crispy.
So I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's
I'm
crispy.
thinking, I'm thinking Chris P too, but I'm like, we just say Chris. Well,
Yeah, I like the undead in this list,
Hedge
this
your
matchup
bets.
here.
yeah, I think you're got this man.
Having played against it a bunch, it is really frustrating to play against. There's surge everywhere. There's heal everywhere. It just does stuff that you just aren't ready for.
All right, so that is that for our matchups. Closing thoughts. What did you guys think of going through the process of talking about it with the map and the scenario on the table?
I like it, John. That's a good
It's
idea.
smarter. It's a better way to do it.
I think
Still cleaner, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And thank you for putting a hard timer on every discussion too. That's
Absolutely.
good.
We were actually
we
going,
only ran against it a few times, but
yeah, you were doing pretty good.
Yeah. But knowing that the timer's there pushes it along.
I think so.
So it'll be nice to have Corey win again. Right?
I'm picking a Varinger list. A Varinger list.
You got good odds there.
The quarter
Yeah.
of the field, right?
I'm going for the field.
I mean,
Noah, Clinton, one of those guys is gonna just come in and smash everybody.
it's like, here's your advice for the tournament. Look at Branger list, and you probably play one. So
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
exactly. I hope you
I
took the
might
tools to deal
might
with that.
play only Varinger and Elves all tournament
There's a good
at
bet.
this point.
That could be a real thing.
Let's
all
see if we
the
got any
lists,
questions from
my
the audience.
My favorite list is Bart's, though. It really
Oh
is.
yeah, I love Bart's list.
Me too.
Just gonna see if anybody's got questions from the audience before we go here.
I am going to
You
scoot.
can block Noah.
You're going to sleep, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm going to work.
Oh, ouch.
Have a great night,
Oh.
Ashley. It's a pleasure hanging out with you as always.
Yeah.
I gotta go to work and like I'll be there in an hour. Great.
Are we doing map scenario combos for all rounds? Yes, we are. What do you guys think is the worst list in the field?
Mike Rossi's list.
Worst list?
Ulysses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ulysses? Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, Ulysses. I don't know you. I'm sorry.
It's the worst, best
you will.
thing I've ever seen.
yeah. I don't know how it's gonna do. You guys, let's see. Do you have a favorite of the Varinger or Elf lists since they were super popular?
They're all the same.
I think they're all the
They're all
same.
the
Yeah, that's the
same.
thing. That's
Bart's
like,
elf list.
My
Bart's
favorite
elf
Varinger list is the one with the Fallen and the Trolls and Persia. I
My
really
favorite-
like that one.
My favorite is the one that Brindley has because I'm obligated to say.
There you go. His is different.
He's
It
the
has a
only one that
Pegasus,
doesn't have
you
the
know?
formation.
It's
Yeah.
got a Pegasus.
And he's
All
got
right.
no formation.
so last question then would be, who's your everybody make a prediction. Who's your pick to win it?
Corey Reynolds.
Ooh. Mike's picking Corey Reynolds.
Hands down. Corey Reynolds.
Thanks, Mike.
Corey Reynolds,
problem,
who are you
buddy?
picking?
Corey, not picking me.
I'm
I'm
picking
picking-
Corey
I'm picking-
Wallitzer.
I'm picking a Corey, but it's not me. I'm picking
Yeah.
Corey Wallitzer.
I'm picking Corey Wallitzer.
Oh,
Ooh.
It's his time to take down an event.
It is.
I
There's
agree.
too many bridesmaids for Corey.
Too many
I'm-
bridesmaids, too many times of his dice giving him fits, and his list is just as good as any of the other Varinger
One
lists.
of
So
these
why not
days-
Corey?
One of these
Not
days,
Corey.
Why
What I wanna
not
do-
Corey? Why not me?
next year at the Unplugged GT, I am not going to play. I'm just going to roll all of Corey's dice.
And you know how he's gonna do it? He's gonna do it because the other Varangur players are gonna run into K2. And they're gonna get shot to bits.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Corey's gonna avoid him and float to the top.
I think I gotta vote for a Canadian, but I don't. I think I'll vote for. I think Alex could do it.
Alex could
Alex,
do it.
Alex's list is really
definitely
good.
has
I think Alex could do it. And so. gotta stick
Corey,
with my
oh,
countryman.
Greg, who are you gonna go for here? What do you think?
Yeah, I had Corey Walter.
Oh, Corey Walliser.
That's good,
So
yeah.
both of you are voting for Corey
I
Walliser.
Yeah.
am as well.
Nice.
Yes.
I would love that. Nothing would make me happier.
I'm gonna go with
The
Bring-
ringer.
I'm bringing the ring.
The ringer.
Close.
The other ringer. Yeah.
I think Brian's got a.
Oh, he's got a dirty elf list.
he's got a
Yeah.
grinder of a list, and he's just gonna chew through some people. Yeah. All right. So those are our predictions for wins. Second favorite list. Based
All
on
right.
team. Okay. Anyway, so those
I'm
are
leaving.
those
I
are our
gotta go.
picks. Thanks everybody for
Yeah, his
tuning in.
iPad's about to die. So
Yeah, his
he's out.
batteries.
Cooper
He's got to get in his trash
Thanks,
can and go to
everyone.
bed.
Ha!
All right.
See everybody on Friday.
And he's gone. Battery dead.
Peace out.
Wow.
All right. See you guys. See everyone.
Thanks so
Thanks
much.
for coming
Bye,
on.
guys.
Good night.
Peace.